Apocalypse mobile phone system. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 526 Uninvited Guests. Hello, my name is Chen Wen. Let's meet formally. Before she even came up to him, Chen Wen stretched out her jade hand to Xiao Yao, as if to shake hands with him. How are you thinking about it? Xiao Yao did not reach out his hand to respond, but just looked at the woman named Chen Wen indifferently. The black tights wrapped around her curves. If she was not so smart, she would still be a beauty. I'm sorry I can't promise you to be your slave. Chen Wen was not angry. If she could not beat the fat man in front of her, Chen Wen would have ridden on the fat man and beat him up. Now she could only swallow her anger. Li Chunmeng beside her also stared at Xiao Yao with anger on her face, but at this moment she also knew what to say and what not to say. At this moment, her butt was still a little painful, and she didn't want to be kicked by this fat man again. Then why are you still talking nonsense? Since you can't be my slave, get out of my sight and don't let me see you. Don't worry, we have the people you need. I don't like nagging, say everything at once. Your phone is broken, and we happen to have someone who can repair phones. We can cooperate. I'll let our people help you repair your phone, and you can stay in our RV, and we can benefit from each other in the future. Tell me where you want to go and I'll take you there. All matters on the road will be handled by us, and we will also deal with sporadic zombies. And you don't have to do anything, just lie on the bed in the RV to rest. All you need to do is come out and help solve the enemy when we can't solve it. Mutual benefit? This word is well used, but I have a motorcycle. Do you think I still need a driver? Sorry, I don't need such a mutually beneficial relationship. Either you be my slaves, or please get out of my sight. It's that simple. I don't need teammates, friends, or any mutually beneficial collaborators. Once such collaborators have a relationship of interest, it is easy for them to turn from collaborators into enemies. No, we are not your enemies. Not enemies? If I were not stronger than you, I would probably be a corpse now, right? Don't rush to deny it. The person next to you is Li Chunmeng, right? If I were not strong enough, your hammer would have been a corpse at this time, and even not a complete corpse, right? Li Chunmeng. Me. And you, Chen Wen? If I were not strong enough, would I have to return the motorcycle to Xiaopan and even apologize to you? When you came to me aggressively to settle accounts, you didn't have this attitude now, mutual benefit. This world is originally a world where the strong are respected, but after the end of the world, this law of the jungle has become a little more real and more direct. Whoever is stronger, listen to him. I still say that either obey or get out. This is also my last bottom line. I advise you not to challenge my patience again. Otherwise, it is not the difference between obedience and leaving, but the difference between obedience and death. Having said that, please go back. 5 minutes later, I don't want to be surrounded by several uncertain factors, so I will personally eliminate this uncertainty. I hope you will have a chance to cry at that time. Xiaopan, see you off. Sister Chen, please. Chen Wen stared at Xiao Yao, who was facing away from her, and bit her lips tightly. Is this fat guy made of glass? The two beauties in front of him have already given in to him, but he doesn't even know how to consider the feelings of the beauties in giving to them? Hell, woman. Xiao Yao sneered in his heart. Did he really think that he was still the kind of person who couldn't walk when he saw a beautiful woman? Ah! Help! At this time, a cry for help came from not far away. The two women turned around quickly, but saw a scene that they would never forget. A python as thick as a bucket directly entangled Xiao Zhu, who was standing not far from the RV, and at a glance, the tail of the python could not be seen. It must be at least 10 meters long. Xiao Zhu. Chen Wen took out her two swords and rushed directly towards Xiao Zhu, who was entangled by the python. It seemed that she did not consider whether she had the strength to kill the python. Li Chunmeng also rushed forward with a giant hammer. Xiao Yao did not stop the two women from rushing over. After all, they were her teammates, not his teammates. Not long after, Chen Wen was the first to come into contact with the python. The sharp dagger cut directly into the python's body. At this time, the python could not free its mouth to deal with Chen Wen. But it swung out a long tail. Bang! Chen Wen was greeted by the python's tail swing. Puff! Chen Wen vomited blood and flew backwards. The blood sprayed out a blood-colored smoke in the air. Then her body flew backwards and hit Li Chunmeng behind her, knocking Li Chunmeng to the ground. The two women rolled far away and rolled to Xiao Yao's feet again. Crack! The giant python opened its mouth and swallowed Xiao Zhu's head in one gulp. Xiao Zhu! Cough cough. Chen Wen got up again with blood on the corner of her mouth and was about to rush forward. At this time, Xiao Yao shook his head and reached out to hold Chen Wen's shoulder. Let me do it. Although it was a bit troublesome, Xiao Yao knew that neither Chen Wen nor Li Chunmeng were the opponents of the giant python. The opponent just flicked its tail and knocked the two people away. What's the point of killing it? It's good enough not to deliver a package to the giant python. Xiao Yao approached the giant python with the giant sword of the ancient god. At this time, Xiao Zhu had been swallowed by the giant python, and the giant python's body had grown bigger. The two survivors in the RV were trembling with fear, fearing that the next target of the giant python would be them. But the giant python didn't seem to be very interested in them, and its eyes were fixed on Xiao Yao, who was walking over. Sissy. The giant python's tongue kept searching the air for the smell of the human in front of it. Xiao Yao stood 5 meters in front of the giant python, holding the giant sword of the ancient god, with the tip of the sword pointed at the giant python. The man and the snake seemed to be still at this time, and no one launched an attack. The so-called static to dynamic, the giant python was looking for Xiao Yao's flaw, and Xiao Yao was also looking for the giant python's flaw. It is said that the snake is hit at its weakest point, but the giant python in front of him was very tall, and the snake's head was nearly 3 or 4 meters high. Fortunately, the giant sword of the ancient god in Xiao Yao's hand was 3 meters long, and with his height, he was still able to attack. Maybe it was too long. The giant python in front of Xiao Yao took the lead in launching an attack. The entire snake's body moved rapidly in the direction of Xiao Yao in a ripple-like manner, and the friction between its body and the ground made almost no sound, which was extremely strange. Chapter 527 The Coming of the God of Fire. 10 Directions Sweep. Although there was only one python in front of him, Xiao Yao used his group attack skills. Puff. The sharp sword of the ancient god directly cut a hole in the python's body. Green juice flowed out from the wound, dripping on the ground and emitting white smoke. Oh my god. This sudden scene made Xiao Yao's hair stand on end. The blood of this python was actually corrosive. Sissy. The python felt pain and twisted its huge body faster. It completely ignored Xiao Yao's group attack skills and was determined to wrap up the human who hurt it and strangle him to death. Flying dragon in the sky. Xiao Yao jumped high and chopped the python with a sword. The giant sword chopped directly at the python 7 inches. Perhaps the python felt the great power of Xiao Yao's move. At the moment when Xiao Yao's skill was chopped, its body twisted strangely and barely avoided Xiao Yao's attack. Puff. Squeak. Although the python dodged Xiao Yao's fatal blow, the giant sword of the ancient god slashed directly at the body of the python. The power of this sword was so great that it directly cut the body of the python, and the body of the python was split in half. However, what made Xiao Yao's hair stand on end was that the tail of the python seemed to be alive and was twisting strangely. The part of the body with the snake head rushed towards Xiao Yao without paying attention to the danger. In a flash, Xiao Yao rolled to the side. The python's life-threatening blow did not hit Xiao Yao, but hit the asphalt ground where Xiao Yao had just stood. A long mark was rubbed on the asphalt ground, and a layer of skin was worn off the lower part of the python's body. Green blood flowed out, corroding the entire asphalt ground. Xiao Yao ignored the tail of the python, because the tail seemed to be twisting instinctively, with no sense of direction at all. The first thing to get rid of now is the part of the body with the snake head. It seems that even if the python is cut into countless pieces, it will be useless. The 7-inch part of the snake head must be destroyed. Originally, Xiao Yao did not need to kill the zombie's head to kill the zombie. Even if the zombie's body was cut in half, it could still be killed. It seems that this method is useless for snakes. The snake's 7-inch part must be hit. The python with half of its body missing has poor mobility, and its attack strength and attack speed have slowed down a lot. After several confrontations, Xiao Yao felt that there should be nothing to be afraid of about this python. Xiao Yao seized the opportunity and stabbed directly into the mouth of the python, rushing over at the moment when the python rushed over, piercing the entire python. Be careful. At this moment, someone in the distance reminded Xiao Yao to be careful, but at this time, Xiao Yao was at a point where his old strength had been used up and his new strength had not yet been connected. In order to hit the python's vital point with one strike, Xiao Yao didn't care about the tail that was cut off. However, the tail that Xiao Yao didn't care about now climbed up Xiao Yao's body and wrapped around Xiao Yao's body, circle after circle. At this time, Xiao Yao held the sword with both hands and pierced the python's head. The python's head drooped and there was no sound. It seemed that the python's vital point had been destroyed by Xiao Yao's sword. But the strange thing was that both the python's tail and the front part of the body that was pierced by the 7 inches were twisting like a conditioned reflex. The front part of the python that was pierced by Xiao Yao also followed and wrapped around, and directly wrapped around the tail that was originally part of the body. Master. Xiao Pan in the distance didn't know what was going on. He only saw that the master had been completely wrapped up by the 2 halves of the python's body. Now the master's figure could not be seen at all, and there was only a giant python body as big as a tank entangled with each other. Ouch! Xiao Yao, who was entangled in it, was a little breathless at this time. At the beginning, he could still bear the power of the entanglement, but as the entanglement time increased, Xiao Yao was now a little breathless. This was only a matter of a moment. At this time, Xiao Yao was even a little short of oxygen because of the entanglement. No, if this goes on, I will die. Xiao Yao shook his head vigorously to regain his sanity. There was darkness in front of him. He had been entangled by the giant python's body and there was no space. More importantly, the giant python's body that was cut in half, the blood flowing was corrosive, and Xiao Yao could now feel the dull pain of being corroded by the python's blood. Just a spurning flame. Xiao Yao had no choice but to activate the first order awakening, and the flames that came out directly ignited the entire python. However, the 7 inches of the python were destroyed, and the head of the python was also destroyed. The current body had no so-called rationality at all. Now the python's body instinctively wanted to wrap around the prey to death. The flaming Xiao Yao did not let the python retreat at all, and even the burning made the python's body wrap around it a little stronger. There is no other way. It seems that I can only use that trick. The god of fire is coming. Xiao Yao was so entangled by the python that he had trouble breathing, but he still held his breath and shouted this skill in anger. As Xiao Yao finished shouting, the flames around Xiao Yao turned light blue, and his whole body was slowly getting bigger. The giant python's body that was still wrapping around Xiao Yao stopped wrapping around him, and was even slowly torn apart by Xiao Yao's enlarged body. Xiao Yao used all his strength, and the veins on his forehead were exposed. If Xiao Yao was fat before, then every inch of his muscle is as strong as steel now. Bang! With a loud noise, the body of the python tightly wrapped around Xiao Yao was torn apart by Xiao Yao and shattered into several pieces. The light blue flames burned the broken body of the python into charcoal, and it could no longer twist. At this time, in the center of the flames, Xiao Yao's body was twice as big as before. Nearly 4 meters tall, like a giant, with light blue flames all over his body. Although it was flames, people who saw these flames felt as cold as falling into an ice cave. Several people in the distance couldn't help but shiver. Is this still a human? Xiao Pan in the distance was so shocked that he didn't know what to say. This fat guy is too abnormal. He is also a new human. Why is his awakening skill so strong? And this is Xiao Yao's second level awakening skill, the advent of the god of fire. Chapter 528, Trainee Slave. Skill, Fire Gods Descend. Consume 50% of its own health and 50% of its mental power. Double its body, double its size, double its attack and defense, increase its movement speed by 100%, add the soul devouring spirit fire buff state, cause 100% of the attack attribute burning damage to enemy units within 1 meter of the body, add 10% of the soul devouring spirit fire burning damage of normal attacks, last for 1 minute, cool down for 1 hour, skill proficiency 1/10000. This is Xiao Yao's second level awakening skill. The movement speed increases by 100%, the body becomes twice as large, and the attack and defense attributes also increase by 1. It can be said that this is an explosive state. The only pity is that it can only last for 1 minute. Seeing that the giant python is dead and can't die anymore, Xiao Yao slowly retreats from the second level awakening state. This skill requires 50% of Xiao Yao's own health. Xiao Yao, who doesn't have reconnaissance glasses, really doesn't dare to use this second level awakening skill easily. Xiao Yao walked straight to the huge snake head and swung the ancient god's giant sword, directly cutting the snake head of the giant python. After searching for a while, he found a bead the size of a ping-pong ball. It looked the same as the bead of the mutant buffalo. He didn't know what the bead was for. Could it be high-level blood essence? This made Xiao Yao confused. He could only wait until the phone was repaired. By the way, speaking of mobile phone repair, there seemed to be someone in their team who could repair mobile phones, right? This was the second time he saved them. If they still didn't know what gratitude was, Xiao Yao would definitely not save them for the third time. Your Excellency is mighty. Please accept Xiao Pan's greetings. Xiao Yao had just taken the bead when Xiao Pan ran over and kowtowed to Xiao Yao again. Xiao Pan, why are you kneeling again? Sir, my respect for you is like the yellow river flowing from the sky, endless and endless. Only kneeling to you can express my feelings at this moment. They are just tricks, get up. Sir, this is still a trick? You are really the one I look up to all my life? At this time, Chen Wen and Li Chunmeng also recovered from their shock. The two girls looked at each other and then went to Xiao Yao together. Chen Wen. Li Chunmeng. Thank you for saving my life. As they said that, the two girls also followed Xiao Pan and learned to kneel. If before, they were jealous of Xiao Yao's strength, then now, they turned this jealousy into admiration. Because the difference in strength between them and the fat man in front of them is too big. Even if they are in their lifetime, they may not be able to catch up with the difference. And when a person is so powerful that others can't even compare to him, then all jealousy will become meaningless, and jealousy will turn into admiration. Get up. If you really want to thank me, call out the survivor who can repair the phone and ask him to fix it for me. The two women looked at each other at this time, not knowing whether to say it or not. However, in the end, Chen Wen chose to tell the adult. My lord, the one who can repair the phone was eaten by the python. What? Xiao Yao remembered that the python ate a person, but he didn't expect that it was the one who could repair the phone. This is too coincidental. There are only 3 survivors over there, and the one who was eaten is the one who can repair the phone. Is God going to make me unable to use the mobile phone system? Xiao Yao glanced at the giant python's body that he had torn apart. Not far away from the broken part of the giant python's body, there was a survivor's leg exposed at the broken part of the giant python's body. However, the leg had been corroded beyond recognition. It seemed that the survivor who was eaten was probably hopeless. With a try-it attitude, Xiao Yao walked over and carefully used the ancient god's giant sword to cut open the giant python's body that was wrapped around the survivor. A skeleton rolled out from inside, which was corroded to the point that only the skeleton was left. This scene scared the people around and they took a few steps back. The blood of the python is corrosive, not to mention the digestive fluid of the python, but this corrosiveness really scared them. Xiao Zhu was swallowed only about 10 minutes ago, and a living survivor was corroded into a skeleton. Only one leg exposed outside was not completely corroded. Chen Wen. My lord. You have no one to rely on now, and the person who can repair the phone is dead. You can choose to be a slave or leave. I don't have time to discuss this issue with you anymore. My lord, since I changed my name to call you my lord, I have been your slave. I hope you don't mind Chen Wen's previous recklessness. What about you? Li Chunmeng. Do I have a choice? Well, from now on, the 3 of you are my trainee slaves. When I pass the assessment, I will accept you as formal slaves. Ah, there are trainee slaves. At this time, Li Chunmeng was not happy. She had already decided to be his slave, but she was only an intern. This made her feel very embarrassed. After all, she was a little princess before, but now she can only be an intern as a slave. Humph. Xiao Yao snorted coldly. Do you think anyone can be my slave? From now on, both of you must change your words to call me master, do you hear me? Xiao Yao felt that he had to teach these 2 women a lesson, otherwise, with their personalities, they would most likely not listen to his orders and cause trouble. Ah. This. Come on, call me master. Master. Chen Wen shouted very straightforwardly, because the fat man in front of her was too powerful. It was just a title, and it wouldn't make her lose weight. Sister Chen, you. Li Chunmeng didn't expect Sister Chen Wen to change her attitude so quickly, which made her unable to accept this reality for a while. Well, Chen Wen should be a little more obedient. Xiao Lizzie, I'll give you another 3 seconds, otherwise you will have to accept my punishment 3, 2. Master. Well, The young man is teachable. Sir, should I also call you master? At this time, Xiao Pan interrupted. Forget about you. If you call me master, I get goosebumps. Oh, then sir, what about the two of them? Xiao Pan pointed at the two people who got off the RV, a young woman and a middle-aged man. What can you two do? Sir, I can do housework, wash clothes, cook, and take care of children. Sir, I'm the driver of the RV. Although these two people are ordinary people, they are lucky to survive, and luck is also a kind of strength. Well, washing clothes and cooking are okay, but taking care of children is not. You two should follow me for the time being. Being able to survive from a team of more than 20 survivors at least proves that your luck is still quite high. Thank you, sir, for taking us in. Chapter 529 must be trained. Xiao Yao, who wanted to go to the ocean wholesale market alone, formed a small team on the way. Well, since you all worship me as your leader now, you must obey me in all your actions, otherwise don't blame me for being ruthless with my long sword. Chen Wen, do you know where the nearest mobile phone repair shop is? Master, I'm not very clear about this, but it's south of Zheoang department store in the city center. There is a mobile phone sales center, and next to it is a mobile phone repair street. There must be mobile phone repair equipment there, but I don't know if there are any survivors who can repair mobile phones now. It's too far. I don't have time to run to the city center to repair my phone. Let's go south along this road and see if there is a mobile phone repair shop on the side of the road. If not, I will repair it myself. Yes, master. Xiao Pan will lead the way, Xiao Chen will cover the rear, Xiao Li, you can serve me in the RV. What? Let me serve you. Li Chunmeng suddenly screamed. If she couldn't beat the fat man in front of her, her giant hammer as tall as a person would have been restless. What? Do you have any objection? Master, I have no objection. Li Chunmeng immediately backed off. In that case, let's go. Yes. The Harley motorcycle unexpectedly returned to Xiao Pan's hands again. Chen Wen drove the off-road vehicle and followed closely behind. In the RV behind, Xiao Yao was lying on the bed in the RV. Well, what's your name? Sir, my name is Wang Xiaoya. Well, you can do housework, right? Are you good at cooking? Not bad. I basically prepare the meals for the team. Okay, then please prepare me a breakfast. Breakfast? Yes. Sir, it's already afternoon. You haven't had breakfast yet, have you? Oh, then let's prepare lunch. Who says not? I didn't even have breakfast because of what you guys did. If it weren't for my fat body, I would have starved to death. Alice, I've lost weight again. Bah, how can I not starve to death? You're as fat as a pig and you still say you've lost weight. Little Lee? What did you say? I didn't hear you. Say it again. Master, I said, how can you not have breakfast? Breakfast should be eaten early and well. Well, that's good. When the meal is ready, feed me. My hands are so weak from being strangled by the python just now. You. Well. Master, okay. Little Lee will serve you dinner later. Well, you don't match your name at all, Li Chunmen. You should be silly and cute, but look at you now, you are just a violent maniac? How can you be cute at all? How can I? You still say no. Does that giant hammer match you? From now on, put this giant hammer in my car and concentrate on being my maid. Yes, master. My lord, the food is ready. Little Lee, go get it for me. Li Chunmeng brought the food plate with an angry face, and then began to feed Xiao Yao. Eat you to death. While feeding, he muttered in his heart. Little Leo, what are you thinking about? Are you secretly scolding me? No. No? Then what does that shit on your face mean? Smile for me. Hey, are you satisfied? No, it's too fake. You have to laugh from the bottom of your heart. Like this. Too much, a little more gently. Like this. Fuck, are you laughing or crying? Be more sincere. How about this? Little Leo, can you laugh or not? Squint your eyes, turn the corners of your mouth up. Yes, show your teeth. Damn, you are a cannibal. You fat man, I'm going to eat you. Let go. You are a fucking dog. I don't care, I must eat you today. Crackle. Xiao Yao, who has a strength close to tens of thousands, is no match for Li Chunmen, who is just a first-level new human. In a few seconds, with Xiao Yao's beating, Li Shunmeng was grabbed by Xiao Yao's two ponytails from behind and pressed to the ground. You fat guy, let go. Little Li, are you going to rebel? If I don't teach you a lesson, you will know how many eyes your grandfather has. Fatty, let go of my ponytail if you have the guts. Alice, if you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have noticed. Are these two long ponytails of yours prepared for me? Not to mention, they are quite easy to hold. Fatty, you hurt me, let go. If you don't let go, I will definitely teach you a lesson about your arrogant and domineering personality today. You bullied me, woo woo woo. Little Li started crying as he spoke. Ah. You can't beat me and cry, is that okay? No one has ever grabbed my ponytail before, but you grabbed it so hard. You don't know how to be gentle with women. You bully me. Okay, stop crying, stop grabbing. Xiao Yao let go of Li Chunmeng's ponytail, and Li Chunmeng stopped biting Xiao Yao at this time, sitting aside and crying softly. The young woman not far away looked out the window, pretending not to see it. The food plate next to her also fell, and the food was scattered all over the floor. After Xiao Yao and Li Chunmeng stopped fighting, the young woman came over and picked up the food and plate on the ground. My lord, I'll prepare a new meal for you. Yes, thank you. The young woman turned around to prepare food. She felt very distressed to see the food she prepared being ruined, but there was no other way. She had to prepare new food for this lord. That lord is not an ordinary new human. That lord may be the best among the new humans. Didn't you see that the new humans Chen Wen and Li Chunmeng were willing to be the slaves of that lord? Moreover, this new human, Li Chunmeng, couldn't even make a move in front of that single person. And ordinary people like me don't even have the chance to be a slave to that adult. Although seeing Li Chunmeng being bullied by the adult, it is also a kind of honor. After all, she didn't even have the qualifications to be bullied by the adult in the past. Even talking to the adult had to be cautious, for fear of accidentally saying something wrong. If I were also a new human, how great it would be, but I just don't know how to become a new human. After carefully preparing the food again, Wang Xiaoya brought the plate over. My lord. Well, Xiaoya, where are you from? I live in Fanghuangzhuang, Zicheng. When I escaped, I happened to meet Captain Chen Wen's convoy, so I joined. Oh. Xiao Yao nodded lightly. It seems that there are many zombies in Zicheng, but Wang Xiaoya in front of him did not leave. Little girl, is there anything else? Sir, little girl has a favor to ask, I hope you can help me. Tell me, I'm not a god, I may not be able to help you. Sir, little girl wants to know how to become a new human being. Chapter 530, the phone is turned off, eating becomes a problem. Wang Xiaoya asked Xiao Yao a question, but Xiao Yao himself didn't know how to answer it. Xiao Yao suddenly found that he was asked by Wang Xiaoya in front of him. Because he had a mobile phone system, he could kill zombies and monsters to level up, and he would awaken naturally when he reached the level. However, this method was completely unworkable for other survivors. Because they didn't have a mobile phone system, Xiao Yao didn't know how to explain it. Helplessly, Xiao Yao could only turn around and ask Li Chunmeng next to him. After all, she was a genuine self-awakened new human. Little Li, how did you become a new human? Why should I tell you? Well? Have you forgotten your current identity? I am your master. You only know how to bully me. Li Chunmeng pouted, but still began to tell the story. After Li Chunmeng's explanation, Xiao Yao also roughly understood. Most of these people awakened because they had fought with zombies, and their physical fitness gradually improved during the battle, while awakening depends on personal qualifications. Although many survivors will fight zombies, some people awaken early and quickly, while others awaken late and slowly. However, according to Li Chunmeng, there is no special method. According to this method, as long as they can survive, it is only a matter of time before everyone awakens. My lord, I understand. We have to fight zombies and can't just hide. Little girl, the zombies now are not the same as before. If it was the early stage of the apocalypse, ordinary survivors could kill a zombie with proper operation. The zombies now are equivalent to 100 times the strength of the zombies before the apocalypse. I know you are eager to become a new human. But don't try to fight zombies alone easily, understand? But, little girl, I understand your psychology of wanting to become a new human, but you have to know that if you face a zombie alone now, that is not fighting, that is seeking death. The zombie will kill you with one claw, do you know? My lord, I understand. Please help me. I am willing to work hard for you all my life, just ask you to help me become a new human. I can help you, but the premise is that you have to make enough contributions. My lord, what is contribution? Let me put it this way. I am now the village chief of a village, and there are more than 30 people in the village. Everyone has the opportunity to become a new human. The prerequisite is to make enough contributions to the village and use the contributions to exchange for the opportunity to become a new human. Of course, it would be best if you can awaken yourself. But if you don't have that qualification, you can also get the opportunity to become a new human by relying on contribution points. Sir, where's the village? Are we going to your village now? The village is on the mountain in the north of the city, and we are going to the west of the city now. When I finish my work, I will take you back to the village. The village is relatively safe. You can stay in the village at that time. There is enough time for you to become a new human. Didn't I see? You are still a village chief. At this time, Li Shunmeng next to him curled his lips and looked Xiao Yao up and down, looking unbelieving. Little Li, did you forget your name? Master. Remember, when you talk to me, you must address me as master, otherwise I will teach you a lesson. What do you mean by that? Have you ever heard of naked sex? You pervert. Why, do you want to show me naked sex this time? Master, I know I was wrong. I forgive you, and I will never do it again. Come, serve me dinner. Eat you to death. Li Chunmeng cursed the fat man in front of him in his heart while serving him dinner. However, after cursing for a long time, Li Shunmeng suddenly realized that he didn't even know the name of the fat man in front of him. By the way, I still don't know your name. Master, can you tell me your name? Remember, your master's name is Xiao Yao. Master, I remember this. Then Li Chunmeng began to curse in her heart. I curse Xiao Yao to choke to death while eating. Water. Water. Oh my god, it can't be so effective. Li Chunmeng's heart was in turmoil. Xiao Yao choked right after she cursed him. It was too effective, but Li Chunmeng quickly handed Xiao Yao a bottle of water. Eat slowly, no one is trying to snatch it from you. Xiao Yao quickly grabbed the mineral water, opened his mouth and took a sip of it, but he vomited before he could swallow it. Is this mineral water? Why does it smell like this? Does sewer water smell like this? Sir, this is the original stored water in the RV. It may be a little old, so it has a certain smell. Is there no other water? Master, although this water has a certain smell, it can still quench thirst. Besides, we can't drink river water. There are zombies and mutant animals in the river water. The water must be polluted. The tap water has been stopped for a long time. It's very good to have this water. Then it rained so heavily last night, couldn't you collect some rainwater? Master, you don't know yet, although there were lightning and thunder last night, not a drop of rain fell. What? Only thunder but no rain. Well, not a drop of rain fell. Alice, I thought it would be a thunderstorm night, and everyone prepared tarps to collect some rainwater, but in the end there was not a drop of rain. It's really strange. Master, is this water still drinkable? No, it's too bad. You can keep it for yourself. Even if Xiao Yao was dying of thirst, he didn't want to drink this bottle of mineral water. It already had a smell. Master, we are very short of water now. Even this kind of water is not much left. Little girl, why are our foods so dry? My lord, the food that can be stored is relatively dry. Food that is not dry will soon become moldy and spoil. So now the only food that can be stored is these dry ones, but there are not many of these dry foods left. How much is left? Originally, it couldn't last a day, but because of the zombie crisis and the python attack just now, there are only 6 people now, and the food can last for 3 days without any problem. 3 days, another 3 days. Xiao Yao muttered. Today is the 29th, and he must return to Kingshan before the 31st. His cell phone was turned off, and now even the problem of eating and drinking on the road has become a problem. Time is tight, but there are still many things to do. He didn't know whether he would face zombies, survivors, or something else when he went to the ocean wholesale market. For a moment, Xiao Yao looked at the desolate scene outside and was stunned. Chapter 531, Finding a Mobile Phone Business Hall. The cell phone is turned off, and now even eating and drinking have become the biggest problems. However, with Xiao Yao's strength, it is not a problem to go to the roadside to loot some supplies. And now there are 2 things to do. One is to repair the cell phone, and the other is to go to the Dayang wholesale market. If there's really no mobile phone repair shop on the roadside, then you can only go to the mobile phone street near the Xiao Yao department store. Xiao Yao climbed up from the bed, came to the front of the RV, stuck his head out, and shouted to the front. Speed up. There's no way. This team doesn't even have a walkie-talkie, and the 2 walkie-talkies he left in Xiao Yao village, it seems that he has to get a few walkie-talkies by the way. This road is the original outer ring road of the city, but because a new outer ring road has been built, there are almost no vehicles on the road that Xiao Yao and his team are taking now, and there are only a few zombies. Because there is no experience value and no profit, Xiao Yao is too lazy to kill these low-level zombies. Even if there are a few blind zombies, the team will directly bypass them to avoid wasting time fighting with zombies. It feels good to be the boss, at least there are people to order around. However, because the mobile phone cannot be turned on, the problem of food and water has become very serious. I never thought about this problem before. When I was thirsty, I bought mineral water from the mall. When I was hungry, there was ready-made food in the backpack. Although the only food available in the mall was chicken, the food in the backpack was enough to last for several months. However, all this has changed now. Now I need to worry about the problem of food and drinking water. The convoy slowly slowed down, and Pan Kinky, who was leading the way in front, led the convoy to turn onto the auxiliary road on the side of the road. Xiao Yao did not ask what happened. Most likely, they found a mobile phone repair shop. Xiao Yao looked out from the window of the RV, and sure enough, he found a street shop on the west side of the road, with the words Huete Mobile Phone Business Hall written on it. Little Leo, wait for me in the car, I'll go down and take a look. Master, I want to go down with you too. Stay in the car, I'm not going on a trip, don't make trouble. Okay. When Xiao Yao got off the RV, Xiao Pan and Chen Wen had already come to Xiao Yao. Sir, there is a mobile phone business hall here. I wonder if there's anything you need. Yes, you wait for me here, I'll be back soon. By the way, Xiao Pan, lend me your dog-leg knife. Sir, here. Xiao Yao took Pan Kinky's dog-leg knife and patted it. It was too light, a bit like paper, but it was still okay to use it. Put my weapon here first. Such a large weapon can't be used indoors. Instead, it's not as practical as such a small dog-leg knife. Xiao Yao directly put the giant sword of the ancient god next to the off-road vehicle, and then took Xiao Pan's dog-leg knife to the mobile phone business hall. It's not that Xiao Yao trusts them. The truth is, this giant sword of the ancient gods is not something that ordinary people can lift. The basic strength attribute requirement of 1000 is not something that they can lift. Sister Chen, do you think this adult is so confident to leave this giant sword here? Just keep an eye on it. What, do you want to take it for yourself? Are you trying to rebel? That's not what I mean. I'm just curious about how powerful this weapon is. Don't be so cunning. Aren't you afraid that this adult deliberately left this giant sword here to test you and me? Wow, brother Xiao Yao left this sword. At this time, the restless Li Chunmeng got down from the RV and saw the 3-meter-long giant sword on the ground at a glance. Who is brother Xiao Yao? Could it be that the fat guy is called Xiao Yao? How is it? I'm the first person to know his name. Isn't it awesome? Yes, you are awesome. Xiao Yao? That's a bold name, but with his strength, he can really live freely in this doomsday world. I want to see how powerful this weapon is. After Li Chunmeng finished speaking, she walked forward, squatted down and grabbed the hilt of the ancient god's giant sword, wanting to pick it up and wave it a few times. Li Chunmeng's face turned red, but he still didn't move the ancient god's giant sword at all. The strange state in front of them shocked Pan Kinky and Chen Wen at the same time. Li Chunmeng's strength is well known. Just the giant hammer shows that this little girl is stronger than ordinary people. But, Li Chunmeng, who is so powerful, can't even pick up this giant sword? Fuck. After trying for a long time, Li Chunmeng gave up and couldn't help but spit out sweet words. How can this be called sinking? Is it stuck to the planet? Not moving at all? Let me try. Pan Kinky next to him also became interested and wanted to give it a try. Fuck, this is weird, it's not moving at all. Is it that magical? Chen Wen also tried it out of curiosity, but the 3-meter-long giant sword seemed to be stuck to the ground, not moving at all. Sure enough, all perverted things are perverted. Li Chunmeng saw Xiao Yao walk into the Huate mobile phone business hall on the side of the road. He couldn't help but stick out his tongue at Xiao Yao's back. For a long time, he might not be able to take revenge. Not only could he not beat that pervert, but he couldn't even lift his weapon. What was he doing? Alice. Chunmeng, why are you sighing? I thought I would have a chance to take revenge if I stayed with him, but now I'm suddenly so confused. Xiao Yao is too perverted. I'm afraid I won't have a chance to take revenge. Chunmeng, are you still thinking about revenge? Xiao Yao is a decent person. He doesn't look like a cruel person. At least it's safe to stay with him. That's what I said, but I still feel my butt hurting. I must take revenge. Li Chunmeng clenched his fists and suddenly remembered that he had bitten the back of Xiao Yao's hand in the RV just now, leaving a tooth mark. The corners of his mouth also rose slightly. It's not that he didn't make a profit. This is just the first step. Wait, I will definitely pin Xiao Yao to the ground and beat him up. Xiao Yao also came to the door of the mobile phone business hall. This is just a mobile phone business hall on the roadside, and it was originally on the outer ring road. As you can imagine, there will be no high-end things inside. The glass door has been broken. Xiao Yao opened the door. In the small shop of about 10 square meters, there were some messy items scattered on the ground. Facing him was a row of transparent glass cabinets, in which were placed a few scattered mobile phones. Xiao Yao came inside the cabinets, opened the glass door, and found that the smartphones were very light. After looking at the materials, he found that they were not real phones at all, but just models. The only real phones were the elderly phones next to them. Xiao Yao picked up one and turned it on, pressing the power button. I'm looking up at the moon. Xiao Yao was startled by the loud ringtone of the phone when it was suddenly turned on. Chapter 532, No matter where you look. Xiao Yao never expected that the startup music of the old-fashioned mobile phone would be so loud. The sudden ringing made Xiao Yao panic. Then Xiao Yao quickly covered the old-fashioned mobile phone, but the sound was like the trumpet of square dancing, and it was impossible to cover it. Roar. What Xiao Yao worried about still happened. The sound of zombies came from outside. However, Xiao Yao was just a little worried and didn't care too much. As long as the zombies dared to come, Xiao Yao would definitely not show mercy. The reason why Xiao Yao was worried about attracting zombies was nothing more than fear of trouble. He put all the old-fashioned mobile phones on the counter into his school bag, and then Xiao Yao looked at the mobile phone repair station next to him. A soldering iron, an electric meter, and some disassembly tools. Xiao Yao put them all into his backpack. Although these tools could not be used without electricity, it was still possible to find a generator in the entire Xiaoyang city. Xiao Yao did not delay any longer, collected these tools and ran out of the mobile phone business hall. At this time, Chen Wen and Li Chunmeng had already started fighting with the zombies that surrounded them. There weren't many of them, but Xiao Yao glanced at the distance of the road and saw many zombies on both sides, moving quickly towards this side. The zombies now were no different from ordinary people. Although Xiao Yao was not afraid of zombies, the zombies were endless and would delay his journey. Xiao Yao's arrival made the zombie killing faster. After a few breaths, the battle was over soon. However, the endless stream of zombies attacked from a distance, which made Xiao Yao feel annoyed and he had to leave here quickly. Get in the car, get out of here quickly. Boom boom. Several people took advantage of the fact that no zombies came to the front of the car and quickly got in the car. The car started, and the convoy started again, driving straight south along the road, speeding up again. Behind the convoy were the zombies that caught up, but even if they were the same as ordinary people, the zombies were still not as fast as the car, and soon, the zombies were left behind. At this time, Xiao Yao was in a daze looking at the tools he had brought in the fast-moving RV. Electric soldering irons, electric meters, these tools all require electricity. Without electricity, these tools are completely useless. However, Xiao Yao couldn't wait to disassemble the phone to see what was broken or if it was just because the water hadn't dried. After getting rid of the zombies, Xiao Yao ordered the convoy to stop temporarily and find a roadside without zombies. He had to disassemble the phone to see, and the RV would be bumpy even if it was moving slowly. Xiao Yao didn't dare to gamble and had to stop the vehicle. Xiao Yao sent everyone in the car away and asked them to get off and stand guard. Xiao Yao rubbed his hands and began to disassemble the phone that couldn't be turned on. The phone screen had been broken into a spider web and looked completely unusable. Xiao Yao used a screwdriver to gently unscrew the back of the phone. Behind it was a circuit board that Xiao Yao couldn't understand, but Xiao Yao still knew that the black piece should be the battery. The upper part of the phone has been soaked in water. Check if the phone's cable has been corroded. Fuck. The sudden voice made Xiao Yao shudder and almost poked the phone with the screwdriver. Xiao Yao looked up and found Li Chunmeng standing next to him. He was so focused that he didn't notice when Li Chunmeng came in. Little Li, who asked you to come in? I've been here for a long time, and your vigilance seems to have decreased. From what you said, it seems that you know a little bit. How do you know that the upper part of the phone has been soaked in water? Well, this is a waterproof sticker. If it has been soaked in water, the waterproof sticker will turn red. Look at the waterproof sticker below, it is white, so the lower part has not been soaked in water. Oh? This small sticker? Or is it true? Has the upper part been soaked in water? Xiao Yao looked at the pile of messy circuit boards on it, and didn't know where to start for a while. If you trust me, let me try. You. Well, at least I know a little more than you, don't I? Okay, you try, but don't force yourself. Well, I know. Xiao Yao stood up and gave his seat to Li Chunmeng. Then Li Chunmeng sat down, picked up the screwdriver next to him, and started to disassemble the board. This is the touch cable. If it's broken, the screen won't work. This is the power cable. If it's broken, the computer won't work. This is the screen cable. If it's broken, the screen won't work. Li Chunmeng explained the function of each part to Xiao Yao while disassembling the computer. Don't tell me, I don't understand. Just help me take a look. Li Chunmeng slowly opened the cable. Li Chunmeng said, as if he had discovered something. What's wrong? The power cable is broken, and the touch cable is also broken. What does that mean? It means that the phone can't be turned on, and it can't be operated even if it is turned on. What should I do? Look, there are some pins on it, and now, they have been corroded and broken due to water and grass. Xiao Yao leaned over and found that it was true. There was one missing in the middle of the neatly arranged ones. What should I do then? We need to use a soldering iron to repair these broken circuits. There are batteries in the car, too. Can I use the battery in the car? No, car batteries are all 12V, and the voltage is completely unable to drive the soldering iron. Okay, it seems that we must find a generator. What should I do with this phone? Can you help me see if there is still water in the phone? There is no water, but these cables have been corroded due to short circuit caused by water and grass. Okay, then help me assemble it first, and then help me fix this phone after finding a generator. Li Chunmeng began to assemble the phone, looking very skilled, and assembled the phone in a short while. Little Li, why didn't you tell me in advance that you can repair mobile phones? Why should I tell you? Then why did you tell me now? I am happy too. Seeing that you care so much about your mobile phone, there must be someone or something in it that you care about very much? Yes, that's true. Then if I help you fix your mobile phone, how will you repay me? If you really help me fix my mobile phone, I will release you from your slave status. Okay, it's a deal. It's a deal. Xiao Yao shook hands with Li Chunmeng, which was considered an agreement. It's really hard to find what you want, but it's easy to find. Li Chunmeng in front of him actually has some insights into repairing mobile phones, which also gave Xiao Yao hope. Let's go, get off the car, I have to change my travel plan. Xiao Yao got off the RV and everyone gathered around him. The plan has been revised. Now I need a generator. Does anyone know where there is a generator nearby? Sir, generators are not very scarce. Generally, there are generators in large-scale places, such as schools, bars, and factories. Is there a generator in this school? Yes, most schools have generators. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 533, On the Way. The problem of the mobile phone has basically been solved, and Li Chunmeng can be considered a half mobile phone repairman. The next problem is to find a generator. Xiao Yao thought carefully about his school, and it might really have a generator. But now they are already in the west of the city, and both Zhaoyang No. 1 Middle School and Zhaoyang University of Technology are very far away from here. Moreover, His next destination is the Daang wholesale market in the west of the city, and Xiao Yao doesn't want to run such a long distance. Are there other places with generators? The computer room of the communication company, the radio and television station, and even the medium-sized hospital may have them. Forget about the radio and television station, it's too far from us. Going to the hospital is not to find a generator. The current hospital is probably already in the world of zombies. The computer room of the communication company you mentioned is a bit reliable, but it doesn't work if you think about it carefully. There are not many communication companies, let alone looking for a communication company's computer room. I don't know how long it will take to find one. Sir, I know there is definitely a place with a generator. The RV driver, who had been silent at this time, interrupted. Where place? Daang wholesale market. Daang wholesale market. Why do you say that? Xiao Yao didn't expect that the place this person was talking about was actually his final destination. If the Daang wholesale market really had a generator, then a lot of trouble could be saved. Sir, Daang wholesale market is the largest wholesale market in Taoyuan City. Whether it is fruits and vegetables, or meat, eggs and fish, there are many varieties that cover all the daily necessities of people in Taoyuan City. Sir, think that these fish and frozen products are most afraid of power outages, because once there is a power outage, many fish with high oxygen demand will die of lack of oxygen due to power outages, and many frozen foods will rot due to refrigeration power outages. Therefore, many merchants there will prepare a diesel generator set to deal with the losses caused by power outages. If there are many generators, it must be Daang wholesale market. How do you know so much? Sir, my relative sells barbecue and spicy hot pot ingredients in Daang wholesale market. There is a set of diesel generators in my relative's warehouse, and I went to help assemble it at that time. Great, in that case, let's go directly to this Daang wholesale market, get in the car, and set off. After getting on the RV, Xiao Yao sat in the front of the RV. What's your name? Xiao Yao only realized now that almost every survivor could help him, whether it was Wang Xiao or the RV driver. It seems that saving more survivors is very useful, and it may play an unexpected role at some point. Sir, my name is Zhu Ringui. Xiao Zhu, since your relatives are also in the Daang wholesale market, you must be very familiar with the Daang wholesale market. What do you think of the Daang wholesale market now? Are there many zombies? Sir, if I remember correctly, it should be evening on the day of the apocalypse. Yes, I remember this too. What do you mean by evening? Your Excellency may not know, but the busiest time in the wholesale market is around 4 or 5 in the morning, when all the small vendors come to the wholesale market to purchase goods. At around 10 in the morning, the small vendors finish purchasing goods and go back early to start selling. By noon, there is basically no one in the vegetable area. It was evening on the day of the apocalypse, and at this time, there was almost no one in the Daang wholesale market. Xiao Zhu, the information you provided is very timely, otherwise I would have thought that the Daang wholesale market had become the world of zombies. But we can't take it lightly now, because there are probably many survivors with the same ideas as us. But the only thing that is certain is that even if there are zombies there won't be too many. Xiao Yao looked at the scenery outside the car window, but he was not much more relaxed. What the ocean wholesale market would look like, he would know only when he got there. However, Xiao Yao would rather it be a zombie world, where he could just kill them all. However, if there are survivors, there will be good people, bad people, and people with impure minds. And the survivors are the only ones who can use weapons. Xiao Yao is not afraid of pure survivors at all. What he is afraid of are those strange new humans. Xiao Yao is still afraid of the illusion of the express delivery station. That was just one person. If it was a group of people, wouldn't he never be able to get rid of the illusion? Now Xiao Yao has not found a way to deal with the illusion, so this is a blind spot. The sunset in the distance is very beautiful, red and as beautiful as a rose. They are setting flowers in the sky again. At this time, Li Shunmeng was muttering something in the back. Little Li, what do you mean by setting off flowers? Brother Xiao Yao, don't you know? They have been setting off flowers in the sky every day recently. Setting off flowers in the sky. Brother Xiao Yao, come. Xiao Yao stood up and walked to the back. Li Chunmeng was sitting by the window with a telescope in his hand. Xiao Yao took the telescope. It's there. Xiao Yao looked in the direction Li Chunmeng pointed. He saw many helicopters and even fighter jets hovering in the sky. Missiles exploded in the sky from time to time. Damn it, they must be trying to stop something from flying out again. It's either a bird or a plane from Xiao City. Xiao Yao got angry when he saw those planes. If they hadn't attacked his helicopter last time, he wouldn't have gone through so much trouble to go to the Dayang wholesale market now. He would have just flown a plane. They blew up a good plane. This revenge will definitely be avenged. Brother Xiao Yao, you seem very angry. Don't mention it. I once had a helicopter that was shot down by missiles. Ah, Brother Xiao Yao, you are really lucky. You didn't die even after falling from the sky. Fortunately, I fell on the roof, otherwise I would have been a zombie by now. Fortunately, Brother Xiao Yao didn't turn into a zombie. With Brother Xiao Yao's strength, if he turned into a zombie, wouldn't he be the ultimate zombie lord? Who else could kill you? At that time, this world would really be the world of zombies. In fact, there is nothing bad about turning into a zombie. The initial attributes are 5 times that of ordinary people. Xiao Yao didn't care too much about when Li Chunmeng changed his name. He stopped calling him master and started calling him Brother Xiao Yao. However, if Li Chunmeng could help him fix his phone, it would be a great achievement, and it didn't matter whether he called him master or not. Even if it's 10 times or 100 times, what's the use? A zombie without emotions is better off dead. Squeak. While Xiao Yao and Li Chunmeng were chatting, the RV stopped. What's going on? I don't know, the car is parked in front. Chapter 534 Broken Bridge. The moving convoy suddenly stopped, and soon the door of the RV was opened, and Chen Wen walked into the RV. Master, the bridge in front has collapsed. If we want to go to the Dayang wholesale market, we must pass this bridge, otherwise we have to take a long detour. What should we do now? The bridge collapsed. Xiao Yao's head was a mess. It was really raining on a rainy day. Time was already very urgent, and now the bridge collapsed and it might take a lot of time to detour. Well, it seems to have been blown up by someone. I'll go down and take a look. It's already evening. Whether we detour or not, we won't be able to reach the Dayang wholesale market tonight. Xiao Yao got off the RV and came to the bridgehead. This is a bridge about 500 meters long, but now it has collapsed directly in the middle. The collapsed area is more than 10 meters wide. Xiao Yao can't fly over it even if he flies, not to mention that Xiao Yao can't fly at this time. Xiao Yao came to the bridge and looked at the river under the bridge. The river was not fast, but the bottom of the water could not be seen. It was estimated that the river was quite deep. Xiao Yao looked at the river. Because it was an inland river, there were no boats. It would be too risky to wade across the river. Besides, Xiao Yao was a landlubber. It would be a big deal if he drowned. Moreover, there might be mutated fish in the water. Xiao Yao still remembered the fish in the Galaxy Park. They would eat a living person to the bone in a few seconds. Even the powerful zombie tiger was eaten and fled to the shore. Even if he was so strong, he didn't want to experience the feeling of being bitten by a fish, not to mention that there were several people around him. Chen Wen, if we want to change the route, how long will it take? Master, there are 2 ways to change the route. One is to go west and turn through the newly built National Highway Viaduct. The other is to go east and turn through an area close to the city center. However, to the east is the city center, and we may encounter many zombies. To the west, we may encounter fewer zombies, but we have to walk twice as much distance to the west. No matter which way we go, we may not be able to reach the ocean wholesale market tonight. It's getting late, don't take any road, just find a place nearby. Rest for a night, and I'll see if there are any other solutions. Yes, master. Yes, sir. The convoy started again, but this time it turned around and then turned to the street next to it. This is the original outer ring road, and there are a lot of long-distance trucks, so the roadside is basically full of car repair shops. But because the old outer ring road has been rerouted, large trucks don't use this road at all, so now 8 out of 10 shops on this street are being transferred. The vehicle slowly stopped in front of a famous tobacco and liquor supermarket. Xiao Yao got out of the RV, and everyone gathered around it, looking at this famous tobacco and liquor supermarket. Sir, the other shops are all car repair shops. Although many of them are being transferred, the stores are too dirty, and they probably can't be lived in. Only this famous tobacco and liquor supermarket may be a little cleaner. Well, everyone be on alert. There are 2-story buildings along this street, but the storefront of this supermarket is so large that it directly blocks the entire second floor. It is not known whether the supermarket is still open for business. However, Xiao Yao saw a van parked in front of the supermarket and guessed that the supermarket was probably still open. If it is open, it will be easy, and he can stay for a night. Pa pa pa. Xiao Yao knocked on the rolling door. Is anyone there? There was no response from inside. It was unknown whether there was really no one or whether they just didn't want to pay attention to Xiao Yao. However, the only thing that can be confirmed is that there are no zombies inside, otherwise they would have come out and were unhappy with Xiao Yao. A faint smell of gas came out from the gap. Xiao Yao sniffed his nose. Do you smell a strange smell up there? Sir, no. Xiao Yao thought he smelled it wrong, and continued to turn around and knock on the door. Pa pa pa. Is anyone there? There was still no response from inside. Xiao Yao turned around to look at his teammates behind him, nodded at them, and then leaned over to pull the rolling door. Huh? Xiao Yao pulled it and found that the rolling door was locked. Is anyone inside? It's getting late, we want to stay for one night, please give us a favor, if no one speaks, I'll force the door open. You guys go, there's no extra room here, please find another place to stay. At this time, a man's voice came from the second floor. My friend, the shops nearby are all car repair shops, it's impossible to stay here, only your place is clean, we can stay for one night. No need to say, you guys go, you are not welcome here, there is a restaurant a few dozen meters to the north, you can go there and have a look. Huh? Xiao Yao took a deep breath. It seemed that the people in this shop probably didn't want to open the door for him. Xiao Yao turned around and went back to the convoy. Sir, don't the people inside want to open the door? Well, it seems that the boss here doesn't welcome us. Let's go to the north. He said there is a restaurant in the north. Sir, why bother talking to him? Just rob this supermarket. Rob? You can say that. What's the difference between us and bandits? But, sir, it's the end of the world. Is it necessary to do this? Don't say anything, go to the restaurant in the north. Yes, sir. The convoy started again and drove slowly. At this time, at the window of the second floor, a middle-aged man and a young man looked in the direction where the convoy left. Dad, they left. Well, it's good that they left. Dad, why don't you let them in? Silly child, it's the end of the world now, people's hearts are separated from their stomachs. For the sake of safety, Dad can't let anyone in. The middle-aged man is the owner of the supermarket, the son of the young man's boss. Looking at the leaving convoy, the middle-aged man carefully covered his mouth with a wet towel and slowly walked to the first floor. The two gas tanks at the door were emitting gas. Now the whole first floor is filled with the smell of gas. If it were to be ignited, the whole first floor would be blown up. Fortunately, Xiao Yao did not force his way in. If Xiao Yao had forced his way in, the middle-aged man would have immediately detonated the first floor. This concentration of gas is completely ready to explode, and with two gas tanks, it would be two bombs. Even if Xiao Yao did not die, he would be seriously injured. After closing the two gas tanks, the middle-aged man checked the gaps in the surrounding doors and windows. In order to prevent the gas from leaking out of the gaps, he sealed all the doors and windows with tape. Damn it! Why is it open here? The middle-aged man saw that there was a place with tape on the gap of the rolling door. He pressed it a few times with his hand and scraped it hard with his fingernails to ensure that it was sealed. The middle-aged man went back upstairs again and closed the door of the compartment. In this way, although the gas downstairs would still leak, at least the leakage rate would be slowed down to the slowest. Chapter 535, Animals Are Crazy Too. On the second floor of the supermarket, the middle-aged man checked the situation on the first floor and returned to the second floor again. Dad, they went to the restaurant in the north. Yes. The middle-aged man looked out the window. He could still see the RV of the convoy, but he could not see the survivors. It is estimated that they have arrived at the restaurant. There are many zombies there, but it seems that they can't be troubled. Xiao Yao, who walked north for more than 10 meters, really found the restaurant that the supermarket owner mentioned. However, the glass of this restaurant was all broken. Fortunately, Xiao Yao didn't have to knock on the door. He just stepped over the broken glass door. The room was in a mess. Several zombies moved back and forth in the restaurant. Xiao Yao dealt with several zombies. There were still some bowls and chopsticks on the dining table in the hall, but the food inside had already moldy and spoiled, and had become black unknown objects. It seems that these people were having dinner here before the end of the world. Unfortunately, this dinner became their last dinner. Behind the bar in the distance, a female zombie was waving at Xiao Yao, looking like she wanted to ask Xiao Yao what dishes he wanted to order. Xiao Yao stabbed the female zombie through with a sword. On the bar was a computer-like cash register, and behind the bar was a large cabinet with various kinds of wine on it. Bang! Bang! Just at this moment, a strange sound came. Xiao Yao looked in the direction of the sound and saw that in the fish tank next to him, several big fish were madly hitting the fish tank, and the fish tank was cracked. And several crabs as big as basketballs also crawled out from the food area and rushed straight towards Xiao Yao. Animals are really crazy. Xiao Yao didn't expect that animals are so crazy now. It was the first time that Xiao Yao saw crabs as big as basketballs. With one sword, he stabbed these crabs through, just like barbecue. It's a pity that these mutant creatures can't be eaten, otherwise they must be very delicious. Xiao Yao doesn't want to become a different species or a zombie. These mutant creatures can't be eaten no matter how delicious they are. Crack! With a loud noise, the fish tank was smashed by the mutant fish, and turbid green water flowed out of the fish tank. Several fish as big as scooters fell directly to the ground and jumped around. Some corpses with only fish bones left fell out. It seemed that these fish that mutated first ate the normal fish. After destroying these mutant fish, in order to ensure everything was safe, Xiao Yao came to the food area and killed all the live seafood. Xiao Yao touched the large freezer next to him. At this time, the outside of the freezer was no longer warm. It seemed that most of the food in these freezers had rotted. Xiao Yao, who had suffered a loss, decided not to open the freezer to see. He could only see through the glass that the inside had rotted into a gray-blue color. It must be more smelly than the toilet. This is the food area and the hall. Continue to walk east. There are several single rooms. For safety reasons, Xiao Yao patrolled the single rooms one by one and killed all the zombies. After clearing the first floor, Xiao Yao came to the second floor. There were also several single rooms on the second floor, but these were more luxurious. In addition to the single rooms, there was also a storage room, which contained a lot of beer, liquor, napkins, tablecloths and other messy items. There was also a bathroom on the second floor. Next to the bathroom was a single room with 2 bunk beds with bedding on them. It looked like a place similar to an employee dormitory, perhaps used for guarding the door at night. However, there were no zombies or people inside, and it seemed that no one had stayed inside before the apocalypse. However, this was just right, at least, there was a place to rest tonight. At this time, everyone also followed to the second floor. The whole hotel is almost like this. The zombies have been cleared out. There are no survivors. Let's all stay in this dormitory for one night. Brother Xiao Yao, where are you going? I'm going to the single room next door. There are only 4 beds here, and there is not enough room for 6 people. I'll go with you. You. Yes, I'm the master's maid, of course I have to serve the master. Yes, it seems to make sense. Then you can come with me, and everyone should rest early. By the way, Xiao Pan, go to the first floor and put some wine bottles upside down at the windows and doors, just in case there are zombies coming up, so that there will be an early warning. Yes, sir. Xiao Yao said and walked towards the single room next to it. This single room is not a single room for accommodation, but for dining. There is a large round table in the middle of the room, and there is a row of sofas near the window for guests to rest. Little Leo. Brother Xiao Yao. Go to the storage room and bring me back those bottles of wine. Xiao Yao, who hadn't had any water for a whole day, was very thirsty now. He wanted to go to the supermarket to get some water, but he didn't see a bottle of mineral water when he was cleaning up the zombies. There was either liquor or beer. There was no cheap beverage or mineral water. He could only drink some beer to quench his thirst. Yes, Li Chunmeng said and went out to the storage room to get some wine. Xiao Yao came to the window, which was closed. Xiao Yao opened the window and stuck his head out. The RV, off-road vehicle and Harley motorcycle at the door were all in sight. Looking south, he could even see the van at the door of the supermarket. Looking further away, there was the blown-up bridge. Xiao Yao looked at the bridge and fell into deep thought. How could he cross the river? Ah! Just as Xiao Yao was lost in thought, Li Chunmeng's scream suddenly came. Xiao Yao quickly ran out of the single room. The storage room was not far away, at the end of the corridor. Xiao Yao ran over quickly. Brother Xiao Yao, there's a cockroach. Damn it. Xiao Yao was really confused. Li Chunmeng was a new human after all. How could a new human be afraid of cockroaches? Xiao Yao looked in the direction of Li Chunmeng's finger and saw a cockroach as big as a mobile phone crawling back and forth next to the beer in the storage room. Puff. Xiao Yao stepped on the cockroach and crushed it into a meat pie. What, are you afraid of a cockroach? You are a new human. You can kill zombies, so why are you afraid of cockroaches? Brother Xiao Yao, it's easy for you to say that. This cockroach is as big as a mobile phone. I have never seen such a big cockroach. It's terrible. Okay, the cockroach is dead. I have to do something for you. It seems that you, a slave, are not very useful. But, Brother Xiao Yao, I can repair mobile phones. Yes, you are awesome. Xiao Yao took a can of beer and walked back, only to find that Li Chunmeng's screams attracted several people in the dormitory. Let's all go back. Little Li is making such a fuss over a cockroach. Everyone was frightened by Li Chunmeng's scream and came out. They were gathered around to see what was going on, but when they heard it was a cockroach, they went back in disappointment. Everyone was already on edge. Chapter 536 Earthquake? After being tormented by Li Chunmeng, everyone's tense hearts relaxed a lot. The life that was originally full of fear seemed to become less dangerous after meeting Xiao Yao. With Xiao Yao around, they seemed to be very relieved. Back in the single room again, Xiao Yao directly wiped the outside of the bottle of wine with a tablecloth, then bit off the bottle cap with his teeth and blew into the bottle. Although he didn't like drinking beer, it was at least better than the whirring water in the RV. Xiao Yao, who had been thirsty for a day, drank a bottle in one breath. Then he burped. Did you bring food? I did. Li Chunmeng said, took out a bag of biscuits from her bag and handed it to Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao was not polite and took it directly. He ate the biscuits and drank beer at the same time. Although it didn't taste right, it was already very good. Alice. Xiao Yao sighed heavily. I didn't expect that I would fall to such a state now. Xiao Yao laughed at himself for a while. After 2 bottles of wine, Xiao Yao felt a little floating. I'll go downstairs and take a look. Please help me clean up a place to rest. Xiao Yao remembered that there seemed to be a wine cabinet at the bar. He wondered if there were any other good things. Brother Xiao Yao, you are drunk. What are you doing downstairs? I saw cigarettes in the bar just now. I went to get a pack of cigarettes. Brother Xiao Yao, let me get it for you. No, I'll go by myself. Xiao Yao, who was drunk from 1 bottle, actually drank 2 bottles for the first time. His face was as red as a monkey's butt and it was a little scary. Li Chunmeng was worried about him going down alone, so she followed Xiao Yao. Bang! Gulp! Gulp! Xiao Yao, who was already a little drunk, stepped on the air and rolled down the stairs, then hit his head on the wall at the entrance of the stairs. Badgie! Badgie! Xiao Yao smacked his lips twice and fell asleep at the entrance of the stairs. Brother Xiao Yao? Brother Xiao Yao. At this time, Li Chunmeng saw Xiao Yao rolling down and quickly followed him. He wanted to help Xiao Yao up, but Xiao Yao was like the giant sword, motionless. Is this a pig? Helplessly, Li Chunmeng went back to get help. 5 people lifted up Xiao Yao, and it took a lot of effort to carry Xiao Yao to the single room on the 2nd floor. Li Chunmeng asked a few people to move the sofa from the single room next door, put it together into a simple bed, and put Xiao Yao on it. After a while, several people were sweating profusely. I can't do it anymore. I'm going to drink some beer to relieve my fatigue. I'm too tired. Chunmeng, why don't you take a rest and I'll take care of Master Xiao Yao. At this time, Chenwen didn't want to go back to the dormitory. She was originally the team leader, but now she has been completely marginalized. She must find a way to return to the core of the team. Sister Chen, you should go back to the dormitory. I'm here. If there's any problem, I'll call you. Forget it. There's a big place here. Why don't I stay here too? We can take care of each other. Then I'll trouble you, Sister Chen. No trouble. You and I are both slaves of the master. It's our job to serve the master. Xiaopan, you guys go back first. Yes, Sister Chen. After 3 bottles of beer, Xiao Yao was already drunk and was lying on the assembled sofa to rest. However, although Xiao Yao's alcohol tolerance was not good, he was a good drinker. When he was drunk, He would lie down and sleep, and not act crazy. The mobile phone could not be turned on, and there was less fun at night, because Xiao Yao didn't drink a sip of water during the day. He drank 3 bottles of beer in a row, but he didn't expect to get drunk. He slept until the next day. Bang! With a huge explosion, the whole building was shaken by the huge explosion as if it was about to collapse. Is it an earthquake? Everyone woke up, and Xiao Yao was also awakened from his sleep. Xiao Yao turned over and sat up. Was the nuclear explosion premature? Li Chunmeng and Chen Wen, who were not far away, were also awakened by the explosion and were looking out the window with a nervous look on their faces. Xiao Yao stood up from the sofa. Hiss. His head still hurt a little, but it didn't affect his movements. Xiao Yao came to the window and stuck his head out. He only heard the explosion just now, but didn't hear where the explosion came from. At this time, Xiao Yao stuck his head out and found thick smoke coming out from the south. Looking at the direction, it was the supermarket where he was going to stay last night. The van at the door was blown into a pile of scrap metal, which showed that the power of the explosion was still very strong. On the ground at the door of the supermarket, there were several bodies lying in a mess. Oh my god, luckily we didn't force our way in last night. The people in that supermarket actually had grenades. Brother Xiao Yao, that was close. If we had forced our way in, we would have been blown up like those zombies. Ouch! Ouch! At this time, several screams came from the corpses lying in all directions. Then a few people slowly got up, and a few were slowly shaking, but couldn't stand up at all. No, they are not zombies, they are survivors. Damn, this supermarket owner is so resentful that he threw grenades directly when he failed to stay overnight. At this time, 3 people suddenly got off the SUV on the side of the road. Xiao Yao only noticed at this time that there were actually 3 SUVs parked on the side of the road in front of the supermarket. They patted the dust on their bodies, and the leader took out a pistol, and the fat man behind this man also raised a thick-barreled shotgun, and another boy also raised a thick-barreled shotgun. Go and see how many people are still alive. The leader instructed the fat man next to him. Yes, boss. The fat man took the order to check if there were any survivors. There were 10 people in the group, and 5 were killed by the explosion of the supermarket owner. Another 5 were disabled. Only the leader and 2 brothers did not get out of the car, so they barely escaped the death crisis. However, the leader tilted his head and glanced at Xiao Yao, and found that Xiao Yao on the second floor was staring at him. He did not pay much attention, but walked straight to the disabled brothers. The 2 brothers who were slightly injured asked the 2 people next to them to help them back. Bang! 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 3 gunshots were heard in succession. The leader shot 3 more shots at the 3 brothers who were seriously injured and sent them on their way. My brothers, rest in peace, I will avenge you. The leader said sadly to the bodies, and it seemed that these shots were fired by others. After the brothers helped the 2 injured people back, the 3 people walked straight to the supermarket. Xiao Yao narrowed his eyes and felt that he had to get a share of the pie. He drank 3 bottles of beer last night because he was thirsty and got drunk all night. This was not okay. Being drunk could easily lead to mistakes. Water was a must. The door of this supermarket was probably blown away. It was not a problem to ask them for a few boxes of water. If it didn't work, he could only rob them. Chapter 537, Bystanders. The supermarket next door exploded. It looked like a grenade exploded. A group of unidentified people came. Xiao Yao decided to investigate. Wait for me here. I'll go and take a look. Master. Brother Xiao Yao. They have guns. That's why I asked you to stay here. I'll go by myself. Don't worry, bullets can't hurt me. Master, be careful. At this time, Xiao Pan and the others also came out of the dormitory. They also saw the explosion from the window. Sir, what should we do? They have guns. Will they come to rob our RV? It doesn't matter. I'll go and take a look. You stay here and don't go anywhere. Everything is based on safety. If they want to rob the RV, give it to them. Don't be arrogant, understand? But, sir, if you don't have an RV, where will you live? Didn't I have one before? Remember, your life is more valuable than the RV. Put your life first, and everything else is outside of your body. I'll go and take a look. Xiao Yao went downstairs without waiting for their response and jumped over the upside-down wine bottle at the door. But just such a sentence moved them to a mess. However, Xiao Yao really felt that RVs and the like were not valuable, and the number of survivors was one less. A dozen meters to the south was the supermarket from last night. Xiao Yao walked to the door. At this time, there were 8 bodies lying on the ground, and the flowing blood had dyed the entire ground red. Whether it was the explosion just now or the smell of blood at the door of the supermarket, I am afraid that it will not be long before countless zombies will be attracted here. Xiao Yao glanced at the roller shutter door of the supermarket. At this time, the 2 roller shutter doors had been directly blown open by the explosion. One of the roller shutter doors flew outside, and the other roller shutter door was also blown out with a big hole. Xiao Yao found several gas tanks that were blown up not far away. It seemed that it was a gas tank explosion, not a grenade. Come to think of it, how could a supermarket owner have a weapon of mass destruction such as a grenade? At this time, the 3 people Xiao Yao saw on the second floor of the restaurant in the north entered the supermarket, but 2 people also came down from the second floor of the supermarket. In front was a middle-aged man with a machete in his hand. When he saw that the 3 people who came were holding guns, he panicked. "Xiao Guang, go back. Dad." Bang. Then the man didn't waste time talking to them and shot the middle-aged man in the leg. Ah! The middle-aged man leaned to one side, but fortunately there was a stair railing next to him, so he quickly held on to the railing. "Xiao Guang, go back." The middle-aged man was also panicking. He had never expected that the other party had a gun. If he had known that the other party had a gun, he would have given the supermarket to them. However, he glanced at the corpses at the door and knew that this matter could not be resolved peacefully. Go back? Where to? The man who fired the gun looked at the struggling middle-aged man at the staircase with a calm face. "Dad?" The young man named Xiao Guang burst into tears and stared at the 3 people who broke in. "You have to pay for my dad's life? Haha, interesting, use your mouth? Come on. Let me see what you can do." "Ah!" Xiao Guang roared, and then his body actually emitted a faint blue color. "What is this? A new human?" Xiao Yao, who was outside the door, saw that the young man was actually bathed in a light blue halo. This person must be a new human. Bang! With a gunshot, the leader shot the young man named Xiao Guang in the forehead. The blue halo disappeared immediately. Bang! Xiao Guang's body fell straight down. A new human was shot on the head. It was extremely sad. "Xiao Guang. Xiao Guang." The middle-aged man supported the dead body of Xiao Guang, shaking madly, and then picked up the machete on the ground and rushed down. "I will fight you." Bang bang. After 2 consecutive shots, the middle-aged man was silent. The body rolled down the stairs. A waste new human, really thinks he is invincible. The leader walked forward directly, just in case, and fired 2 more shots at Xiao Guang's forehead to make sure that this new human could not die again. And then he felt relieved. "You two, hurry up and move things, there are explosions and gunshots here, and we can't run away when the zombies come later." "Yes, boss." The leader turned around and only then took a closer look at Xiao Yao at the door. "I saw that you live next door. Are you friends with the owner of this supermarket?" "I just arrived last night and don't know the supermarket owner." At this time, Xiao Yao could easily kill the gangsters who fired guns, and he could also easily save the father and son. But Xiao Yao didn't, just acted as an ordinary bystander. Maybe this is fate. If the father and son took me in last night, maybe I would be one of them now, and the grace of taking me in would make Xiao Yao decide to help them. However, fate is so wonderful, if you miss it, you miss it, so Xiao Yao decided to be a bystander. "That's good, I wonder what my friends think of me killing these 2 people and robbing their supplies. The end of the world is coming, the strong prey on the weak. This is the law of nature. Okay, the strong prey on the weak. My name is Xiao. May I ask your name, brother?" "Xiao Yao. I'm not a bloodthirsty person, but you also saw that the owner of this supermarket actually filled the entire first floor with gas. We just want some supplies, but I didn't expect that he would directly detonate the gas tank, and my 10 brothers were directly killed and injured. You also know that it's the end of the world now. It's a great fortune to be alive, not to mention that I can find so many brothers who share weal and woe. I killed them, but the owner of the supermarket must die, otherwise it will be difficult to calm my anger and the resentment of my dead brothers." Xiao shed tears while walking out of the supermarket door, looking at the several corpses on the ground, and made a sad voice. Regardless of whether it was sincere or not, This acting really made Xiao Yao dare to move. Roar. A zombie had already appeared on the street corner not far away. My brother and I headed off right away, but we can't stay here for long. The explosion and blood will definitely attract zombies. We'll meet again if we're lucky. Brothers, retreat. Qin Zhixiao waved his hand and took two of his brothers to the SUV next to him. There were originally three, but now they only drove away one. Boss. Boss. We're in this car. At this time, in the second SUV, the two injured brothers watched the boss drive away with helplessness on their faces. They were all injured and couldn't drive alone. Chapter 538 Nowhere to Escape. The sudden arrival of the zombies forced Qin Zhixiao and his men, who were still transporting supplies, to drive away quickly. However, the two injured brothers in the second car were left behind. Master, save me. Master, save me. At this time, they also found Xiao Yao, who was still at the door of the supermarket, and desperately asked Xiao Yao for help. Xiao Yao glanced at the supermarket behind him and ran in quickly. The power of the explosion was too great, and the entire first floor was in a mess. Many liquors were blown to pieces, and the entire first floor was filled with the smell of liquor. However, Xiao Yao did not want to find liquor, but found 2 bags of mineral water from the ruins. Then Xiao Yao picked up the 2 bags of mineral water and ran directly to the restaurant, completely ignoring the 2 injured people who were asking for help. Xiao Yao ran to the RV, threw the 2 bags of mineral water directly onto the RV, and said to the few people who stuck their heads out on the second floor, "Hurry up and get down here, we have to leave here too." The people on the second floor couldn't wait to see the zombies in the distance, but since the boss didn't say anything, they could only stay on the second floor. At this time, Xiao Yao said something, and they rushed down directly. Xiao Yao also quickly ran to the second floor and took the giant sword of the ancient god. Boom boom. The convoy started again and drove north. The bridge in the south was broken, and it seemed that they couldn't go there, so they had to change the road now. Squeak. But the RV stopped again after just a few meters. Xiao Yao didn't ask what happened, because from the front windshield of the RV, Xiao Yao also saw the endless zombies on this road. Why are there so many zombies? Sir, what should we do? Roar. There were at least tens of thousands of zombies that could not be seen at a glance. Among these zombies, there were giant zombies that were 5 or 6 meters tall, and there were more than one. At a glance, there were actually thousands of them. Turn around. Even Xiao Yao didn't dare to let himself fall into the zombies' encirclement easily. Not to mention the hundreds of giant zombies, even these ordinary low-level zombies were enough for Xiao Yao to drink a pot. Now there is no gun, and it is not very wise to kill them at close range, even if you can kill them. Because of these low-level zombies, Xiao Yao has found that at least half of them are long-range. Among the 36 strategies, running is the best strategy. If you drive a tank, you may be able to rush out directly, but the power of the RV can't knock away these zombies at all. The convoy returned again. Xiao Yao seemed to have seen the fleeing Qin Zhixiao running to the west, so there must be a small road there. Returning to the supermarket entrance again, there were already many zombies coming from the left and right at the supermarket entrance, but the number was far less than that from the north. Boom boom. With the roar of an off-road vehicle, the off-road vehicle that had already escaped actually drove back from the small road in the west and collided with Xiao Yao's convoy driving south. Brother. There is no road here, there are endless zombies. At this time, a person stuck his head out of the off-road vehicle and shouted towards this side. It was Qin Zhixiao or someone else. There are more in the north. The person who responded was Xiao Pan on the motorcycle. Damn it. I didn't expect that I would have to sacrifice my life for some supplies this time. Xiao Yao quickly calculated the gains and losses. At this time, 3 sides were blocked by a large number of zombies, and there was only one side without zombies, which was the direction of the bombed bridge. Xiao Yao looked at the bridge in the south. The gap that was blown up was more than 10 meters. He couldn't jump over it at all, let alone these survivors. Suddenly Xiao Yao saw the semicircular bridge suspension lock on the top of the bridge. Got it. Drive towards the bridge. But, sir, the bridge collapsed. Let's climb over the suspension lock on the bridge. The driver looked up and saw that there was indeed a semicircular suspension lock on the bridge. However, it was very dangerous to climb over it. If you are not careful, you will fall down and either feed the fish or fall to death. Drive to the bridge. At this time, Xiao Yao stuck his head out of the RV and shouted to the front. Xiao Yao was their captain. Xiao Pan and Chen Wen started the car and drove to the bridge directly. The RV followed closely behind. However, Qin Zhixiao hesitated for a moment, and saw the zombies surrounding them from all sides, and gritted his teeth. Let's follow. Boss, but the bridge has collapsed. Just drive when I tell you to. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Even if we die, we still have a few people to take our place. What are you afraid of? Drive faster. Yes, boss, I'll drive now. Qin Zhixiao also instructed the driver to drive the SUV quickly towards the bridge. Boss, save us, ah. At this time, the two injured brothers also escaped from the SUV next to them in order to survive, and wanted to join them. The zombies that surrounded them from a distance scared them silly. They limped and moved faster than the zombies, and were pinned to the ground by the zombies in a few seconds. Ah! The sound stopped abruptly. Not only the two of them, but also the bodies of several survivors at the entrance of the supermarket were eaten by zombies. The entrance of the supermarket has now become a paradise for zombies. Tick, tick. No one heard this faint sound. The bottom of the van that was blown to pieces at the entrance was soaked by a large area, and a large area of gasoline dripped all over the ground. Zizzy. Zizzy. A faint sound of electricity came from the wires of the van. Huh? Suddenly, a spark appeared and directly ignited the gasoline-soaked ground. Bang! With a loud bang, the van exploded directly, and the ignited gasoline directly ignited the cracked fuel tank along the body of the car, detonating the fuel tank. Sparks flew everywhere, and several pieces of flaming debris flew into the broken liquor area of the supermarket. Huh? The whole supermarket turned into a sea of fire. The huge explosion successfully attracted the attention of most zombies and gave them a short time to escape. Little Li, drink some water too. Xiao Yao unscrewed the mineral water and handed it to Li Chunmen. He also drank a bottle himself. Xiao Yao put a few bottles in his backpack. As for the rest, he couldn't carry them, so he had to put them in the RV. Squeak. Sir, we've reached the broken bridge. Get out of the car and grab the suspension lock. At this time, everyone got out of the car, and Qin Zhixiao's off-road vehicle also caught up. Brother, what are you doing? Jump into the river. No time to explain. You climb along this suspension lock to the other side. I will cover you. Xiao Yao ignored Qin Zhixiao and gave orders to his own people first. At this time, Xiao Yao was holding a 3-meter-long giant sword, and he looked like a man standing against 10,000 men. Yes, sir. Xiao Pan was the first to climb up the suspension lock, followed by Chen Wen, Li Chunmen, Wang Xiaoya, and Zhu Ringgui. After they climbed up, Xiao Yao followed them up. However, the long sword was too big and there was no scabbard, so Xiao Yao had to hold the sword in one hand while climbing. Fortunately, he had enough strength to avoid falling. Chapter 539, A Close Call. Surrounded by zombies, Xiao Yao and his companions chose to climb the suspension lock of the bridge. Friends, you guys should climb up too. It will be safe on the other side. Xiao Yao climbed up the suspension lock and did not forget to turn around and say to Qin Zhixiao, Boss, let's climb too. It will be too late if we don't climb now. Fuck, I'm afraid of heights. I shouldn't have followed these people if I had known. Boss, there is no time. You guys climb first, I'll cover you. Boss, take care of yourself then. The two younger brothers did not waste too much time with Qin Zhixiao and climbed up the suspension lock directly. Qin Zhixiao looked at the zombies that were so close, with a look of despair on his face. Bang! 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 Qin Zhixiao shot and killed several of the nearest zombies, and looked back at the people who had already climbed halfway. No, I can't die. Then Qin Zhixiao also climbed up the suspension lock, glanced at the river below, and Qin Zhixiao almost fell headfirst. Tick-tock. A stream of yellow liquid dripped from Qin Zhixiao's trouser legs. I knew I was going to pee my pants, so Qin Zhixiao sent everyone away and stayed at the end to climb the suspension. Roar. The zombie army behind him had already arrived, and Qin Zhixiao, who had wet his pants, sped up his climbing. The reason why people are afraid of heights is that the pressure is too small. If you have a few zombies behind you, you won't be afraid of heights. Look, a few zombies actually climbed up the suspension, which scared Qin Zhixiao so much that he screamed. I thought these zombies wouldn't climb the suspension, but the zombies now are completely different from before, and climbing such a simple task is no problem. Qin Zhixiao, who is afraid of heights, actually caught up with everyone. Hurry up, the zombies behind have already climbed up, the people in front, hurry up. Boss, aren't you afraid of heights? How come you caught up so quickly? A skinny guy in front looked back and saw that Qin Zhixiao had caught up. Stop talking so much nonsense, and climb faster. Boss, the one in front is climbing slowly, you can't blame me. Bang! Ah! With the sound of a gunshot, the little brother in front of Qin Zhixiao was shot down and fell from the suspension lock. Plop! The skinny guy fell directly into the river, but the river water was not as calm as it seemed on the surface. It was like boiling water. Soon, a skeleton appeared on the water. Fuck. Everyone was so scared that they broke out in cold sweats and held onto the suspension lock tightly, fearing that they would be the next to fall. If you don't climb faster, you will be the next to die. Boss, I'll climb. The little brother in front was so scared that he sped up, but Xiao Yao was in front, and the girls in front were even slower. The little brother suddenly had an idea and climbed up the horizontal bar next to him to make way. Boss, how about you go first? You are the only one who has some sense, the others are useless. Qin Zhixiao climbed to the front, and then the little brother climbed up the suspension lock again. Because there was a survivor behind him, Qin Zhixiao was not so anxious. After all, the one who dies first will die first, not the one behind. The younger brother behind him stared at Qin Zhixiao with a face full of resentment. Several younger brothers were killed one by the boss in front of him. If he hadn't insisted on drinking Nutri-Express in the morning, everyone wouldn't have come to rob the supermarket before waking up. If they didn't rob the supermarket, everyone wouldn't die. Now, out of the 13-man team, only the leader and himself survived. It seems that it's time to leave this boss. Otherwise, he will be the next to die. Roar! Roar! The younger brother who was staring at Qin Zhixiao with resentment was suddenly frightened by the roar of the zombies. Looking back, he saw that the zombies had already climbed up. The climbing speed of this zombie was too fast. The younger brother looked over and saw that these zombies not only climbed fast, but also climbed directly onto the backs of these zombies and climbed up quickly. Fuck. Boss, climb faster, they are coming up. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Qin Zhixiao looked back and almost stumbled and fell. Brother, hurry up, the zombies are catching up. Hurry up in front. After Xiao Yao said this, the people in front also speeded up. Ah! Suddenly, Zhu Ringui didn't catch it and fell down. Xiao Yao was quick and grabbed Zhu Ringui's clothes. Hold on to me. Brother, hurry up, the zombies are catching up. Qin Zhixiao behind him was anxious. If Xiao Yao stopped, they couldn't climb up. The zombies behind him would not stop. Xiao Yao exerted force and lifted Zhu Ringui up. I'll carry you. Xiao Yao flipped his hand and grabbed Zhu Ringui on his back. Ah, sir, you can't do it, you can't do it. Stop talking nonsense, hold on tight and no one will save you if you fall down again. As soon as Gan finished speaking, Zhu Ringui grabbed Xiao Yao's clothes tightly. A grown man asked a grown man to carry him, which really made Zhu Ringui a little embarrassed. However, more importantly, the grown man would save even an ordinary person like him. This kind of benevolence and righteousness impressed Zhu Ringui. Xiao Yao increased his speed and directly caught up with the people in front. It was precisely because of this scene that Qin Zhixiao behind him also shut up. Too scary, too scary. This fat man was so strong that he lifted an adult with one hand, just like lifting a rag doll, not to mention that he was carrying a person on his back and climbing so fast, Qin Zhixiao couldn't catch up at all. When they reached the top of the suspension, it was downhill. Xiao Yao put Zhu Ringui down and let him slide down slowly. After reaching the other side without any danger, Xiao Yao glanced at the group of zombies on the other side of the broken bridge. In addition to the zombies climbing on the suspension, more zombies gathered at the broken bridge, but the zombies behind didn't know that the bridge in front was not passable, and the zombies in front were squeezed and fell down. Xiao Yao came to the shore and looked. More and more zombies fell into the river, and soon the river was filled up, and the water surface became boiling. Those were the fish that had eaten the survivors who fell down. It seems that they didn't even let the zombies go. However, there were too many zombies, and the river soon filled up, almost forming a zombie bridge. The zombies that fell behind stepped on the bodies of the zombies in front and slowly gathered here. Fuck. Not counting the zombies on the suspension lock, they still came from the Shuli Tower Bridge. It was only a matter of time for these zombies to cross the river. Let's go to the ocean wholesale market. Xiao Yao didn't want to fight. If he really wanted to kill them, it would take a long time to kill these zombies. The key was that he had no experience in killing these zombies, and they couldn't drop anything. It was a thankless task. Even if he wanted to kill them, he had to repair his mobile phone. All the vehicles were on the other side of the bridge, but there were also a few cars on this side of the bridge. Xiao Yao pulled a few cars and finally found an off-road vehicle that could be driven. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 540, Gunfire at the Ocean Wholesale Market. They climbed over the bridge to the other side without any danger, but the danger was not over. Zombies also climbed over, and even came over from the zombie bridge of the river tower. This time, Xiao Yao took the lead and directly inserted the giant sword of the ancient god into the roof of the off-road vehicle, and then directly got on the driver's seat of the off-road vehicle. Get in the car. Everyone got on the car quickly. After squeezing together, there was still room for 6 people. But Qin Zishao and his friends behind him had no choice. Brother, what about us? Sorry, there is no place. You can find another car, or these 2 ghost fire pedals next to you may be able to ride. Why don't you try to ride them? Boom boom. Xiao Yao didn't say much nonsense and directly started the car and drove south. Fuck. Qin Zishao behind him felt as uncomfortable as if he had eaten a alligator, but seeing that the zombies had caught up, he quickly ran to the ghost fire pedal next to him and found that there was really a car key on this ghost fire pedal. Qin Zishao tried to start the engine. Beep, beep, beep. Unexpectedly, the ignition was successful at once. And then Qin Zishao stepped on the accelerator and chased after Xiao Yao and the others. Boss, wait for me, I haven't gotten on the car yet. Find another motorcycle. With your weight, this car won't be able to move. I'll go first. Qin Zishao stepped on the accelerator immediately after he finished speaking. The younger brother beside him looked back and saw that there were zombies crawling over from the suspension lock on the bridge. He searched around and found an electric bike nearby. It's too late. Just use it. The key to the electric bike was also on it, but what made the younger brother look ugly was that the electric bike only had 2 bars of power left. 2 bars is 2 bars, I hope I can meet a motorcycle on the road. The younger brother rode the electric bike forward like crazy, but he weighed more than 200 pounds, and the electric bike had a speed limit, so the speed of the electric bike at this time was no different from walking. The younger brother was so angry that he stopped the car and threw the electric bike aside, and ran away. The 200-pound fat man ran like a meatball shaking wildly. Xiao Yao drove the off-road vehicle to the ocean wholesale market. Although he had not been there many times, Xiao Yao could still remember the location. As they got closer, Xiao Yao could already see the office building of the ocean wholesale market. It was a very strange shape of 2 boots, with the entrance in the middle. Bang, bang, bang. Roar. As they got closer, Xiao Yao vaguely heard the sound of gunfire and the roar of zombies. Brother Xiao Yao, I seem to hear gunfire. I heard it too. If they all heard it, then Xiao Yao must have heard it a long time ago. The gunfire came from the ocean wholesale market, which means that there are survivors there, and there are also hot weapons. Since they opened fire, there may be 2 reasons: a fight between survivors, or they encountered a large number of zombies, otherwise they would not shoot and kill zombies. After all, gunfire will attract zombies within a few kilometers, which is definitely not a wise choice. If the resources of the ocean wholesale market are rich enough, they can definitely survive for several years. As long as the survivors are not stupid, they will not shoot easily. Squeak. Xiao Yao stepped on the brakes hard when he was still hundreds of meters away from the main entrance of the Daang wholesale market. The SUV left a long black mark on the ground, and the harsh brake sound successfully attracted the attention of the zombies at the main entrance of the Daang wholesale market. Oh my god. At this time, everyone was already shocked by the zombies that were like a tide in front of them. The Daang wholesale market had been surrounded. It was at least nearly 1,000 meters away from the main entrance, but it was already blocked from here. It's impossible. It was evening before the doomsday. How could there be so many zombies gathered here in the evening? Maybe it's because of the newly opened Yida Plaza in the east. As far as I know, Yida Plaza is about 1 kilometer east of the Daang wholesale market. It happened to open on the day of the doomsday. Most of these zombies moved here. But how did the zombies from Yida Plaza move here? That's not clear. Maybe the survivors of Yida Plaza were eaten up, or maybe someone came to the Daang wholesale market and accidentally attracted the zombies. Sir, what should we do? Plop, ouch. A sound came from the south in the distance, and this almost inaudible sound aroused Xiao Yao's vigilance. Xiao Yao looked in the direction of the sound and saw a figure getting up from the ground more than 100 meters to the south, and then limping away to the south. Boom boom. Xiao Yao turned the car around and drove towards this alley, and the zombies attracted by the sound of the off-road vehicle also chased the off-road vehicle. Fuck. Qin Zhixiao, who was behind the car, finally caught up with the off-road vehicle but almost collided with the zombies. Then he turned quickly and drifted into the alley that Xiao Yao drove into. With a beautiful tailspin, Qin Zhixiao drove into the alley safely. I wiped it. I didn't expect my skills to be so good. Get up. Then Qin Zhixiao was excited and lifted the handlebars with both hands, and the ghost fire pedal raised its head. Woo woo woo. The ghost fire pedal roared and chased the off-road vehicle. Awesome. Qin Zhixiao suddenly fell in love with a ghost fire pedal. It was so cool to ride it. It was so refreshing that it was not available on the off-road vehicle. Gulu gulu. At this moment, the front wheel of the ghost fire pedal rolled to the side and hit a protruding stone on the side of the road. The tire bounced directly to the top of the wall and bounced into the yard next door. At this time, Qin Zhixiao was still lifting the front of the ghost fire pedal, but the front wheel fell off. Fuck. Help. With the front wheel, Qin Zhixiao could lift it with confidence, but without the tire, Qin Zhixiao suddenly panicked. After a flurry of activity, the ghost fire pedal hit a roadside electric pole. Bang! With a loud bang, the ghost fire pedal was scrapped, and Qin Zhixiao was knocked several meters away. Ouch! Qin Zhixiao's knee hit a protruding stone and he couldn't get up. Qin Zhixiao covered his knee and took a breath. At this time, the fat brother behind him caught up. He got a bicycle from somewhere and rode it desperately, sweat pouring down his forehead. Boss, be careful, the car has no brakes. The fat man saw that his boss had overturned. He didn't know whether it was intentional or unintentional, but the car actually rushed straight towards Qin Zhixiao's crotch. Bang! Ah! With a heart-wrenching scream, Qin Zhixiao, whose knee was injured, covered his crotch and screamed like a pig being slaughtered. Chapter 541, Meeting an Old Friend Again. Qin Zhixiao, who had overturned his bike, was hit directly in the crotch by his younger brother's bicycle. Qin Zhixiao now felt that his lower body was no longer his own. It was a kind of pain that made him unable to breathe, and only men could understand this kind of pain. The fat younger brother was now on his back, and the wheel of his bicycle was also deflated. Boss, are you okay? Fuck. Qin Zhixiao wanted to shoot the younger brother in front of him, but the pain of being unable to breathe made him have no strength to draw his gun. Roar. The zombies behind him had already caught up, and there was no time for them to complain. Help me up quickly. Hey, boss, slow down. Run, you are the only one who talks too much? The two tried desperately to catch up with Xiao Yao and the others, but their injured legs had no means of transportation, and they saw the off-road vehicle getting farther and farther away. At this time, Xiao Yao had already caught up with a man who jumped down from the wall. Stop. If you run again, I'll shoot. Don't shoot, don't shoot, I surrender, I surrender. At this time, the limping man in front quickly stopped, then lay on the ground, holding his head with his hands, looking very professional. It seems that this kind of thing has been done more than once or twice. Xiao Yao got off the off-road vehicle and walked to the man lying on the ground. Why are you running? Brother, I'm just a small follower. You don't have to mobilize so many troops to chase me. Is it necessary to kill me? However, this time I admit defeat. You can kill me or chop me up as you like. Who said I want to kill you? Get up, I have something to ask you. Brother, you are not going to kill me. Nonsense, why would I kill you if I have nothing to do? Hurry up, there are zombies behind you, get in the car and talk while running. Yes, yes, thank you for not killing me, brother. At this time, the man lying on the ground got up and patted the dirt on his body, nodded and bowed to Xiao Yao, and then took out a box of cigarettes from his pocket. Brother, do you smoke? You. The man in front of him pointed at Xiao Yao and was so shocked that he couldn't speak. What do you mean by you? Are you a stutterer? Let me ask you, why is this ocean wholesale market surrounded by zombies? Are there any survivors inside now? Master Xiao Yao? Is that you? Who are you? I'm Hao Niubi, Master Xiao Yao. I'm Hao Niubi. Hao Niubi? Are you Hao Niubi? Xiao Yao only remembered who this name was at this time. He was a younger brother who wanted to follow him, but later because of the effect of public enemy, the younger brother was forced to turn against him. Master, it's me. The disheveled man in front of him tried his best to open his dirty hair to reveal his face. At this time, Hao Niubi was already crying. Master Xiao Yao, I was blind and didn't leave with you. Please save Sister Chuxu for the sake of our past friendship. You mean Lu Chuxu? What happened to Lu Chuxu? Where is she? Sister Chuxu was captured by the bad guys. If I hadn't escaped quickly, they would have shot me. Brother, wait for me. At this time, a voice came from behind. Xiao Yao looked back and saw Qin Zishao and the fat little brother limping up, and a group of zombies followed behind them. No time to reminisce, get in the car first. Master Xiao Yao, I don't have the face to get in the car. No way, I have never blamed you. Xiao Yao really didn't mean to blame them. After all, although he saved them once, the effect of the public enemy later was really too strong, which directly made their friendship level negative. There was nothing he could do about it. That time, except for Yi Xinru, who had combined with him, almost everyone became his enemy, even his good friend Zhou Tao became his enemy. Of course, if I wasn't so strong, maybe they wouldn't chase me away, but would kill me directly. But stop talking, or I'll throw you to the back to feed the zombies. At this time, Qin Zishao also caught up. Brother, please let me get in the car, my leg is broken, I will die if I don't get in the car. Yes, sir, let's get in the car first. Sir Xiao Yao, how about I run behind you? At this time, Hao Niubi was very sensible and didn't force Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao glanced at the car, and it seemed that there was no room left. Then Xiao Yao tore off the two rear doors and the passenger door. There is no room in the car. You guys stand on the footrest. Tearing off the door with bare hands shocked everyone. However, those who knew that Xiao Yao was a new human were fine. This scared Qin Zishao and his younger brother. Even Hao Niubi, who knew that Xiao Yao was a werewolf, was shocked and muttered in his heart. Master Xiao Yao is stronger. Brother, my legs are broken. Both legs are broken. No, only one is broken. Then stand on the leg that is not broken. Hurry up. If you don't stand up, I will not care about you. Yes, brother, I will stand now. Qin Zishao stood on the footrest with his good leg with a resentful look on his face, and Zurongui was next to him. Brother, can you give me a seat? I'll give you this pistol, how about that? This. You can see that my leg is broken, otherwise I wouldn't be willing to give up my pistol. Okay, you sit here, I'll change seats with you. Thank you, brother. Here, this is my pistol. Qin Zishao, keep my word. Qin Zishao handed the pistol to Zurongui and sat where Zurongui sat, next to Chen Wen, and on the other side was Li Chunmen. Girl, I'm Qin Zishao. It's our first meeting. Please take care of me. Chen Wen turned her head to him, and Qin Zishao awkwardly stretched his hand to the next door. Beautiful lady, my name is Qin Zishao. It's our first meeting. Please take care of me. Qin Zishao, have you washed your hands frequently? You still have the nerve to stick out your dirty hands. Hide them quickly. I'm embarrassed for you. Yes, the girl taught me that I must wash my hands frequently. I'll come to meet the two girls after I wash my hands. Not interested. Qin Zishao. Well, brother, you called me. These two are my wives. I advise you not to get to know them. These two are my brother's wives? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for offending you just now. I hope the two sisters-in-law will bear with me. Bah, who is your sister-in-law? Chen Wen blushed, while Li Chunmeng shook her head and stuck out her tongue at Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao was driving at this time. Although he didn't look back at Qin Zishao, he actually got in the car and wanted to hit on two women. He was simply a step-shaking billion. He was the one who saved him, but he actually got in the car and was thinking of poaching her. But don't forget that these two women are currently his servants. Xiao Yao felt it necessary to explain this to Qin Zishao. Chapter 542. The lonely Qin Zishao. Qin Zishao actually started to steal his people as soon as he got on the car. Xiao Yao felt it necessary to say something. Qin Zishao. Yes, big brother, you called me. Don't call me big brother, we know each other for a while. I'll just give you a ride this time. When we get to the ocean wholesale market, we'll go our separate ways. You go your way, and I go mine. You're a natural leader and you're not suitable to be in my team, otherwise I, the big brother, might be replaced by you one day. Big brother, please don't. I just met you, and I don't want to leave just like that. I've made up my mind. If you don't want to be my enemy, then parting ways when we get to the ocean wholesale market is the best option. Well, I wanted to plan a business with you in this doomsday world, but I didn't expect you to leave me out. Alice. Lord Xiao Yao, there's a wasteland at the end of the road, but it's also a parking lot. We entered the ocean wholesale market through this parking lot when we came here. You guys? Who else is coming? Zhou Tao. Chief Zhou. Squeak. Xiao Yao breaks suddenly, almost throwing several people standing on the pedals out. Who are you talking about? Zhou Tao, Chief Zhou. Why is he here? After you left. Roar. The zombies not far behind the car have caught up. Brother, now is not the time to reminisce about the past. Can we find a safe place first? Yes, brother Xiao Yao. I wanted to ask how Niubi about Zhou Tao, but the situation did not allow it. The zombies have caught up. Boom boom. Xiao Yao started the off-road vehicle again and drove directly to the wasteland that Hao Niubi mentioned. After a while, the off-road vehicle drove to a wasteland. Perhaps the doomsday came in the evening, there were not many vehicles in the parking lot, only a few scattered vehicles. Xiao Yao even saw 2 large trucks parked in this parking lot. Zuringui, where's the place of the relative you mentioned? Sir, this is the west of the ocean wholesale market, and my relative is on the easternmost side. To get to my relative's shop, you may have to go through the entire ocean wholesale market. Hao Niubi, where's your base? We are in the office building in the north. Why are you going to the office building? There are fewer zombies there, and although it is an office building, the floors below the 3rd floor are also wholesale floors, all of which are small foods, so there is no shortage of food. Zuringui, do you know where else there is a generator? Generator. At this time, Hao Niubi suddenly asked curiously. Why? Do you know where there is a generator? If you want to find a generator, follow this road to the north. There is an ice cream wholesale store in the middle, and there is a generator there. Ice cream wholesale? It's winter now, is this store still open? Of course it's not open, but it doesn't prevent his family from having a generator. It's my sister's family. Let's go to your sister's shop. The SUV started again, but this time it turned directly into the ocean wholesale market. Because the Daang wholesale market is a newly built wholesale market, the wasteland behind it has not been developed yet, so you can just go around the back and come in. There's still a railing blocking the way here, but this kind of railing can be directly knocked open. Xiao Yao drove the car directly to knock open the railing and drove in. Turn left. At this time, Hao Niubi has become a human navigation. Go straight. It's here. Squeak. The SUV stopped, Xiao Yao got out of the car, and everyone else got out of the car. Roar. Roar. At this time, the zombies outside the wall were right in front of them, but there was an iron railing in the middle. Looking at the iron railing, it can still block these zombies for a while. This is it. Hao Niubi came to the front and pointed at the locked store. Master Xiao Yao, because we can't sell ice cream in winter, my sister didn't open the door, the shop is locked. Xiao Yao glanced at the locked door. His cell phone was turned off, so Xiao Yao couldn't unlock it. Don't mind if I destroy it violently. No, no. Xiao Yao returned to the car and took down the giant sword of the ancient god on the roof. Master Xiao Yao, this sword is too long. Not only Hao Niubi was shocked, but even Qin Zishao was shocked. Although he had seen this long sword before, it was still a little scary now. Let's find the generator first. Bang! Xiao Yao directly split the lock on the door with a sword, and then pushed the door open. Xiao Yao was the first to walk into the shop. There was a strong smell of mold inside, and it looked like it hadn't been open for a long time. At this time, everyone followed into the shop, and Xiao Yao stopped Qin Zishao and his younger brother. Brother, what are you doing? We have arrived at the ocean wholesale market now. As long as we don't go to the main gate to provoke zombies, we can survive. Let's say goodbye here. You can go to other places to find hiding places. Brother. Huh? Xiao Yao's eyes were angry, and he directly held a giant sword of the ancient god in front of him. Brother, calm down, calm down, I'm leaving now, I'm leaving now. Qin Zhixiao didn't forget to glance at Chen Wen and Li Chunmeng after he finished speaking. Such a beautiful woman turned out to be the wife of this fat man. It's really unfair. When I have the strength, I will definitely come back to rob them. Why are you still standing there? Why don't you leave? At this time, Qin Zhixiao found that his younger brother, the fat man, was standing there without moving. He was in a bad mood and really wanted to shoot this younger brother. However, he gave the gun away, and now he only had a dagger in his hand, and he was still counting on the thick barrel gun in the hand of the younger brother in front of him. Boss, I want to stay. I still want to stay, but they won't let me. Let's go. I'm starving. Go and find something to eat. Boss, I'm telling the truth. It's been half a month since I followed you, but I'm too tired. I want to find someone strong to follow. Please forgive me. The fat little brother spread his hands, and it seemed that he had made up his mind. You ungrateful guy, I've treated you well, and you want to turn against me. Boss, I'm not turning against you. A good bird chooses a tree to roost in, a virtuous minister chooses a master to serve. I just choose the leader I should follow. Boss, see you later. Huh? You're such a bear, you can't do anything, you eat everything without leaving any, and you still call yourself a virtuous minister. Damn you, you can go away if you want. If you want to change your master, others may not be willing to take you in. Don't come back like a dog and beg me to take you in. Qin Zhixiao waved his hand and was about to leave. Chapter 543 Chu Jianlian's Letter of Submission. Qin Zhixiao was about to leave, but the younger brother was determined to leave. Boss, we have known each other for a while, let's part ways in peace, goodbye. The fat younger brother said and walked directly into the store, and Xiao Yao and the others drove Qin Zhixiao away and followed the direction indicated by Haoni Ubi to the generator inside. Damn, I hope you are all eaten by zombies. I don't believe that so many zombies can't kill you. Qin Zhixiao looked gloomily at the fat younger brother who also entered the store for a long time and didn't come out. Most likely, this younger brother was also taken in. He was the young master of the Qin family, but he was actually looked down upon by others. Qin Zhixiao glanced at the crazy zombies outside the wire railings of the next door wall, and a sinister idea surfaced. He wanted to use these zombies to kill Xiao Yao and the others. Bang! Bang! At this moment, 2 more gunshots were heard in the north. Is there anyone? Qin Zhixiao crouched down along the wall and slowly moved to the north. He saw several bodies falling directly from the tall building. Plop. Plop. 2 bodies fell to the ground in succession and turned into meat paste. Qin Zhixiao looked up and saw several figures by the windows of the tall building. Qin Zhixiao, who was used to commanding his subordinates, suddenly found that he had no subordinates to command. He felt very uncomfortable. It seemed that Xiao Yao's team could not get in. In this case, he could only try his luck with a small team on the tall building. Presumably, with his status, they should give him this face. In the ice cream shop, the fat man Xiao Chu knelt on one knee after finding Xiao Yao. Sir, I am Chu Jianlian. I want to follow you. Please take me in. Xiao Yao, who was checking the generator, was suddenly startled by this man named Chu Jianlian. Isn't this Qin Zhixiao's subordinate? How did he betray? Get up. If you are not a new human, you are not qualified to be my little brother. Sir, if I provide a piece of news, a very important piece of news, I wonder if you can take me in. Let me tell you the news first. You may not know that I don't like being constrained, and I don't like this kind of boring tricks. Sir, please forgive my rudeness. To be honest, we are preparing to go to the West City Border Defense Detachment. I heard that there are relatives of Qin Zhixiao there, and they are guarding the armory. Qin Zhixiao is preparing to go to the West City Border Defense Detachment. However, this morning a little girl suddenly came and asked us to bring her Nutri Express. She told us how to leave the city. We mobilized everyone to go to the supermarket to collect Nutri Express this morning, but everyone thought it was because she wanted to drink Nutri Express. A girl? How old is she? Well, about 5 or 6 years old, but this girl is actually black-skinned, but she is not African, which is really strange. Where is this girl now? In the West City landfill. Why is she in the landfill? To be honest, Qin Zhixiao's father is the manager of the landfill. Sir, Don't underestimate this landfill. This is a relationship in the system. Ordinary people don't have this qualification. How to leave this city? What strange request? Do you need a method to leave? Just drive all the way to dark, or get a helicopter and fly out secretly under the cover of night. Your Excellency is right, but Qin Zhixiao insisted on finding Nutri Express for this little girl, so we have fallen to this point now. Then why did you follow me? Qin Zhixiao treated you well. Sir, Qin Zhixiao is extremely cruel to his subordinates. He would kill his subordinates from time to time to vent his anger. This morning, there were 5 people out of 10 alive. He shot 3 of them who were seriously injured. The other 2 who were slightly injured were left in the off-road vehicle and have been eaten by zombies. When climbing the suspension lock, because the skinny guy in front was blocking the way, he shot him directly. If I hadn't had an idea to climb up the horizontal bar next to it, I guess I would have been shot now. Now I am the only one left by his side. I am afraid that he has no one to kill, and I will be the next one. Therefore, for the sake of my life and property, I decided to leave Qin Zhixiao and choose to follow you. Oh, you chose to follow me because you have no other way to go, not because I am worthy of your following. Sir, please forgive my stupidity. I am impressed by your kindness and strong strength. I am willing to follow you. To be honest, I don't think much of your news. Whether it is the gun depot of the West City Border Defense Detachment, the so-called little girl, or this landfill, I am not interested. Sorry, I can't take you in. However, since you have nowhere to go for the time being, I can let you stay in the team temporarily. If you perform well, I can also consider your stay or departure. Thank you for taking me in. I will definitely live up to your expectations. Well, in that case, then you and Xiao Pan go to guard the gate. Why are you all here? There is not even a gatekeeper. No one reminded you when you were surrounded by zombies. You don't even know how you died. Yes, sir. Pan Kinky glanced at the big guy beside him and said, "Let's go." Pan Kinky took the lead and walked out. He was an old man in the team and felt like he was bullying the newcomers. Qiu Jianlian followed behind. Although he was big, he still lowered his posture. "Brother, what's your last name?" "My last name is Pan, the Pan of Pan Jinlian." "Brother, you're really good at joking. It's the Pan of Pan Feng, right? Boy, you know how to talk. Follow me in the future. If you want to be my little brother, you have no chance unless you are a new human. It's no different if you follow me. When the time comes, I'll say a few good words to my master, and maybe he'll make an exception and accept you." "Brother Pan, so you are my little brother? Are you a new human?" "Of course I am my little brother, but I'm not a new human." "Ah, why is Brother Pan either a new human or my little brother's little brother?" Well, guard your door. There's no need to talk so much nonsense. When you perform well, my master will naturally tell you the way." Yes, Brother Pan is right. Qiu Jianlian, a strong man, nodded and bowed, with a very humble attitude. If he wanted to get into this team, he had to start with Brother Pan. "Alice, I don't know if it's right or wrong to stay." Qiu Jianlian looked back at Xiao Yao and the others, and silently chose to guard the door. Pan Kinky had a pale face at this time. The way he was not a new human was of course that he was already a servant of Master Xiao Yao. However, he, Pan Kinky, did not want to show off to others the humiliating title of servant. Chapter 544, Unkind Visitors. Although Pan Kinky did not explain why Master Xiao Yao took him in even though he was not a new human, at least he provided some information. Qiu Jianlian was curious about this method. It turned out that there were exceptions. As long as there were exceptions, it would be easy to deal with. Next to the generator, Hani Ubi and Zhu Ringui were tinkering with the generator. It had not been used for too long and the diesel inside was gone. Hani Ubi found a bucket of diesel from the storage room and filled it with it. "Master, the oil is full. Shall we start it now?" "Wait a minute, Zhu Ringui, go and tell them to close all the doors. There will definitely be noise when the generator starts. I don't want this noise to attract too many zombies." "Master, it's not enough to just close the door. We have to plug these quilts to make better sound insulation." "Okay, Hani Ubi, your brain is getting smarter now." "Master, you're joking. I'll go and help plug the quilts." Looking at their busy appearance, Xiao Yao did not participate. After waiting for so long, a few minutes would not matter. Xiao Yao took out the soldering iron, electric meter, and some other tools for repairing mobile phones from his backpack, found a table, placed all of them on it, connected the socket and placed them on the table, and waited for the generator to work. Little Lee, it's up to you. If you can fix the phone, there will be great benefits. Brother Xiao Yao, you are so formal. I'm a little nervous. I'm afraid it won't work. Don't be nervous. Even if it doesn't work, think of other ways. We can find survivors who can repair mobile phones. If you can fix the phone, you will have done a great job, but remember not to break it for me, understand? Brother Xiao Yao, even if it doesn't work, I won't break it. Master Xiao Yao, everything is blocked. Well, turn it on. With a roar, the generator started running directly, and a lighting lamp next to it lit up directly, and the battery began to charge. Great, it's on. Honey Ubi, connect the power. Honey Ubi connected the wires, and Xiao Yao saw that the switch light on the socket also lit up. Xiao Yao took the lighting lamp over and asked Zirongui to take it to illuminate Li Chunmen. Little Leo, let's get started. Okay. Everyone gathered around, wanting to see what Xiao Yao was repairing with such fanfare, and ended up seeing Li Chunmeng repairing a broken phone. Those who knew that this broken phone contained Xiao Yao's important information, while those who didn't would think they were crazy, going through so much trouble just to repair a phone. Li Chunmeng was already familiar with the process, dismantling the back cover of the phone, then picking out the power cable and the touchscreen cable separately, and waiting for the electric soldering iron to heat up, starting to solder the cables. Pa pa pa. At this moment, there was a sudden knock on the door outside, and this sudden sound almost made Li Chunmeng's electric soldering iron drop, but fortunately, he hadn't started soldering yet, and didn't cause damage to the phone. Little Leo, just focus on soldering, I'll go take a look. Xiao Yao frowned, and those who come with bad intentions don't come with good intentions. Judging from the strength and speed of the knock on the door, most of them are here to cause trouble. Well, Brother Xiao Yao, I'll do my best. Xiao Yao was furious at this time. He picked up the giant sword of the ancient god and came to the door. Because it was covered with a quilt, the lower part of the glass could not see the situation outside. Xiao Yao stood on the table and saw two pickup trucks outside. There were more than a dozen people next to the pickup trucks, many of whom were holding guns. Listen, people inside, you have been surrounded. Put down your weapons and surrender. If you continue to resist, you will die. Roar. The zombies outside the wire fence responded to this person's shout. However, they just looked back and no longer paid attention. The wire fence was still very strong, and these zombies could not get in for a while. We have no intention of competing with you for territory. We just came back to look for something. We'll leave as soon as we find it. Looking for something? Everything in the entire Daang wholesale market belongs to us adults. If you want to look for something without our adults' permission, it should be considered stealing, right? Bullshit, how did my sister's shop become yours? Oh? Your sister's? Where's your sister? Let her come out to see me. My sister, she. So, your sister is not here, right? Then there is no one to prove that this place belongs to your sister. I'll give you another 5 seconds to come out and surrender immediately, otherwise, we will break in. My lord, what should we do? Your Excellency, I'll give you a piece of advice. If you leave now, I can still let bygones be bygones. Otherwise, you'd better wash your neck and go back and wait. You are so arrogant. 5 seconds have passed. Since you don't know how to live or die, don't blame us for being rude. Brothers, smash it. Don't shoot. Save some bullets. Yes, Captain. Bang. Bang. The first few brothers swung hammers to smash the door glass. It was just ordinary glass. How could it withstand the hammering? After a few hits, the glass was smashed to pieces, and the quilt fell out. After smashing the glass, the brothers ran back and quickly got on the pickup truck. Boom. With a roar of the pickup truck, there was a cable behind the two pickup trucks, and the cable was tied to the wire railing. Crash. With a loud bang, a huge gap was opened in the entire wire railing. Brothers, retreat, let the zombie brothers treat them well. Haha. Everyone left, and the zombies outside the wall rushed in through the gap. These people are crazy. In the shop with broken glass, Hani Ubi and others looked at the swarming zombies in shock, and turned to look at Xiao Yao. At this time, only he could calm the situation. What a trouble. Xiao Yao did not retreat but advanced, and took a step out of the door. With a simple half-moon sweep, The first zombie he came into contact with was directly cut in half. Just a spurning. In order to kill the zombies as soon as possible, so as not to be discovered by the zombies in other places, Xiao Yao directly activated the first level of awakening. The zombies pouring in from the wire railings were killed by Xiao Yao in a few seconds, and more zombies continued to pour in from the gap. This won't work. If we keep killing like this, the zombies at the main entrance of the ocean wholesale market will also be attracted here. Xiao Yao jumped up directly, and a flying dragon in the sky directly cleared the zombies at the gap. Then he jumped outside the wall and quickly cleared the zombies outside the wall. He glanced at the distance and found that there were not many zombies outside the wall. Most of the zombies still didn't find this place. Xiao Yao quickly cleared the zombies, and then returned to the gap again. In order to block the gap, Xiao Yao directly picked up a van next to him and blocked the gap directly. Powerful new humans? Interesting. A middle-aged man with white eyebrows saw everything in front of him through the window of a room on the roof of an office building in the distance. Chapter 545 System, Long time no see. A group of survivors with ill intentions tore the iron net of the wall and walked away. However, this number of zombies would not cause much trouble to Xiao Yao, it would just be a waste of time. At this time, on the windowsill of the high-rise building, several people looked at Xiao Yao below through the glass. The leader was a middle-aged man with white eyebrows and white hair, shaking a goblet of red wine in his hand and staring at Xiao Yao's battle process in the distance. A playful smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. "Sir, this man is incredibly powerful. I'm afraid no one of us can control him. No matter how good your martial arts are, you are afraid of kitchen knives. Don't forget that we have guns, but who said we are going to deal with them? What do you mean, sir? See if you can recruit them. If you can't recruit them, we will." The leader made a gesture of wiping his neck. "Yes, sir, you have thought it through. However, sir, the people we sent just now have caused him a lot of trouble. Will he be recruited?" "Our people? Who said that?" "That was decided privately by the leader of the new survivor team. It has nothing to do with us." "Yes, the leader has thought it through. Everyone, please be on alert. I want to see what this person wants to do by coming to the ocean wholesale market. Sir, the number of zombies at the north gate has exceeded 10,000. Reinforce the doors, windows and gates, and make sure they are stopped outside the ocean wholesale market." "Sir, when will these zombies be killed?" "Kill? Why should I kill them? I just want to keep these zombies. These zombies are the natural barrier of our ocean wholesale market, which can prevent other survivors from coming here to share a piece of the pie. I can't bear to kill them all. However, we seem to have missed a place. There is a wasteland behind the ocean wholesale market. If the zombies surround us from the back, it will be difficult to deal with. After we have dealt with this kid, we will block the wasteland as well." "Yes, sir. By the way, arrange a few people to put guards at each checkpoint. Otherwise, we won't know if there are survivors or zombies. Then we won't know how we died." "Yes, sir, I'll arrange it right away." At this time, a tall man walked in. "Sir. Well, you did a great job. You retained your strength and tested the opponent's strength. Everything is thanks to your teaching. Well, that woman really has nothing to do with you." "Sir, I have nothing to do with that woman. I just played with her a few times. If you like her, just take her." "Boy, you are very sensible, but since you are already ours, as the saying goes, a friend's wife should not be bullied. Since she is your woman, as the boss, how can I have the nerve to take someone else's love away? From now on, you are my little brother, and you can take your woman back yourself." "Thank you, sir, but I am giving her to you sincerely. From now on, she is your woman, and you can kill her or cut her up as you wish." "Oh? Boy, do you really think so?" "Sir, since I have already worshipped you as my leader, I will work for you wholeheartedly. How could I compete with you for a woman? You are sincere. In this case, I will leave you here. From now on, you will be a team leader. The vehicles and weapons that accompanied you just now will be assigned to you. Thank you for your appreciation, sir. Go ahead. If you don't mind, I will go see the beauty now." "Please, sir." Haha, the middle-aged man with white eyebrows laughed and left. The man who had been lowering his head raised his head at this time, looking at the back of the middle-aged man with white eyebrows with a cold face, and his two fists creaked. However, after a while, the man's fists slowly spread out, and then slowly dissipated the power, and his figure became much more decadent. Xiao Yao, who had cleared the zombies, was standing next to Li Chunmeng with extreme excitement at this time, not daring to breathe. Seeing Xiao Yao so nervous, the people around him also held their breath, fearing that making a little noise would kill the fierce man in front of them with a knife. Did they see that all the zombies were killed like cutting melons and vegetables? Xiao Yao's strength shocked them again and frightened them. As a pleasant ringtone sounded, the phone turned on, and a pattern lit up on the screen that was shattered into a spider web. Great, you actually fixed the phone, I love you so much. Xiao Yao hugged Li Chunmeng's big face and kissed her, then snatched the phone and played with it lovingly. Li Chunmeng, who was kissed, was stunned. This fat guy dared to attack him. System, Ling. Connectable devices found, connecting. Long time no see, system. Xiao Yao sighed from the bottom of his heart. He felt that he could not live without the mobile phone system now. These days without the mobile phone system, he felt that the sky was about to fall. The detection glasses were turned on again, the light screen flashed, and the long-lost interface appeared again. Cool. Xiao Yao roared, completely ignoring the surprise of the people around him. How could this Lord Xiao Yao repair the phone as if he had repaired the whole world? Why is he like this? Is he sick? Gudong gudong gudong. The first thing Xiao Yao did after repairing the phone was to buy a bottle of red ginseng soup and drink it in big gulps. Although the increased life value is very rare, Xiao Yao misses this long-lost taste. The drink that suddenly appeared in Xiao Yao's hand also shocked everyone. Some people have guessed the function of the phone, which is a storage space. Xiao Yao finished drinking the red ginseng soup without hiding it from everyone. I guess you have guessed it. Yes, the mobile phone is my storage space, which stores countless supplies. Of course, this is also the purpose of my coming to the ocean wholesale market. I want to store all the supplies here in the storage space. Brother Xiao Yao, you mean, your mobile phone is the storage space? I finally know why you want to repair the mobile phone, Master. Chen Wen was also excited at this time. Storage space, this is something that only exists in novels, and it appeared in front of her unexpectedly. Not only was she excited, but everyone's face flushed with excitement. Haha. Xiao Yao was in a good mood and bought a bottle of mineral water directly. Did you not drink sweet mineral water before? Now, it's guaranteed to be full. Great, I want to take a bath with mineral water. Oh my god, Xiao Lizzie, don't waste it like this. Brother Xiao Yao, I don't care, I want to take a bath with mineral water. Don't forget, I repaired the mobile phone, and I am the first one. Okay, you've done a great job fixing the phone. I approve of you taking a bath with mineral water. Chapter 546 The Farmer and the Snake. The system was restored again, and Xiao Yao felt inexplicably at ease. With the system, everything would be fine. Li Chunmeng, the #1 contributor to repairing the phone, strongly requested to take a bath with mineral water. No problem, just take a bath with milk. Xiao Yao also arranged it for Li Chunmeng, and Xiao Yao readily agreed. However, Xiao Li, although I agreed to your request, I can only fulfill it after we go home. The conditions here do not allow it, and we don't have that much time. Go home? Which home? Of course my hometown, but now there is something I need to arrange for you to do in advance. What is it? Xiao Yao looked around. These were people he had known for a short time and some for a long time, but it didn't matter. Since Xiao Yao decided to let them know the secret of his phone, he was ready. That is, all of you have to sign a contract with me. Contract? What contract? Don't you all want to follow me? Except for Li Chunmeng, who does not need to sign a contract for a great contribution, all the others who want to follow me have to sign a slave contract with me. When you have accumulated enough contributions, I can also consider canceling the slave contract with you. Sir, please forgive my rudeness, are there any restrictions on us after signing this slave contract? At this time, Pankinky suddenly felt that this contract was probably true, because the storage space had appeared, so was the contract just a blank check? Pankinky would never believe it. That's right, the slave contract is what you think, and the ownership of your entire person belongs to me. And now signing a slave contract is not just a simple oath or something, but a contractual relationship with me. I can decide your life and death with a snap of my fingers. That's the same as Thanos. At this time, Li Chunmeng's eyes were shining. It was too cool to decide the life and death of others with a snap of his fingers. So, I will take you in only after you sign the slave contract. Sir, what if we don't sign this slave contract? Simple, one word, death. Because you already know my secret, the secret of my mobile phone. This secret can be said to be unknown to anyone so far. Now that you know this secret, you can either become my contracted slaves or die. Don't worry, I won't let you go except for these two choices. Do we have a choice? Some are happy and some are sad. When they heard that their lives and deaths would be controlled by Xiao Yao, some people felt that it didn't matter, while some people who wanted to be a scumbag had a look of astonishment on their faces. At this time, Qiu Jianlian even regretted it a little. If he had known earlier, he might as well have followed Qin Zhixiao, at least he could run away if he wanted to. However, there was no choice now. He already knew the secret of the Lord in front of him, so he would definitely not let himself leave alive. This might be fate. Except for Li Chunmen, everyone, including Hao Niubi and Zhu Ringui, signed the contract. Okay, from now on you are all my slaves. However, I don't have any requirements for slaves. As long as you don't betray me, I will not restrict your freedom. However, once you have the intention to betray me, I will know it at the first time. Xiao Yao pointed to his head, indicating that he could know their little thoughts. Of course, there is no such setting in the slave contract. As a master, you can't spy on the thoughts of slaves. Master, how can I remove the status of slaves? Simple, accumulate enough contributions, let me really know that you are a person who truly follows me, and I will give you freedom. As for how many contributions to accumulate, I don't have time to set these now. I will slowly set them after I clear the supplies in the ocean wholesale market and return to our base. Sir, someone is coming again. At this time, several pickup trucks appeared outside the door again, and dozens of people with guns and live ammunition were lined up on both sides. And from one of the pickup trucks, a man got off, a cream boy in a suit and leather shoes with a slicked hair and powdered face. Xiao Yao took a closer look and found that this guy was Qin Zhixiao. Xiao Yao narrowed his eyes. This Qin Zhixiao was really lucky. He had just been driven out, and in the blink of an eye, he found the organization, and even brought so many younger brothers with him. It seemed that he had become a small leader again. Xiao Yao let everyone out of the door and stood on the steps. Qin Zhixiao, you brought so many people here, what do you want to do? Without Xiao Yao saying anything, Pan Kinky next to him asked first. Brother, I call you brother. I know that I, Qin Zhixiao, am not worthy of being your brother. It really is true what you said, I, Qin Zhixiao, am born to be a leader. You didn't expect that, after only a short separation of less than an hour, I have now become the captain of this Daang wholesale market. This is all thanks to your good words, brother. It seems that I am really a natural leader. Qin Zhixiao ignored Pan Kinky. After all, Pan Kinky was just a little brother, and it would be a bit of a loss of status to pay attention to him. Stop talking nonsense, what do you want to do here, why not draw a line? Xiao Yao looked at this jumping clown indifferently. He was nothing more than a first-level new human, and he was just a first-level waste that had just advanced. Simple, hand over the two beautiful sisters, and I will let you go, otherwise, don't blame my bullets for not having eyes. Qin Zhixiao was holding a desert eagle and had just given his original weapon to Zhu Ringui. Unexpectedly, this guy got a better weapon in a blink of an eye, and there were more than a dozen people around him who were armed with guns and ammunition, and it seemed that there were also a few shotguns. Qin Zhixiao, if I remember correctly, I should have saved you several times. Is this your way of repaying me? Repaying a favor? Ridiculous. I, Qin Zhixiao, am blessed with a long life. It is a gift from God that I survived. If I want to repay a favor, it should be to God. What does it have to do with you? If you hadn't delayed me from moving supplies, I might have rushed back to the West City landfill by now. It was because of you that I missed the best time to escape and was blocked by zombies. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have been unable to get on the off-road vehicle. If it weren't for you, my knee wouldn't have been bruised. If it weren't for you, However, I am a generous person. I won't pursue you for the past. As long as you hand over the two beauties, I, Qin Zhixiao, can promise you to let you leave safely. Are you done? Qin Zhixiao, thank you for teaching me a lesson. Let me know that pitiful people must have hateful aspects. In this world, there is a group of people who you pity and rescue, but in the end they treat you as villains. This should be the so-called story of the farmer and the snake. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, It means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 547, Arrogant Qin Zhixiao. Xiao Yao kindly let Qin Zhixiao go, but he didn't expect that Qin Zhixiao had incredible luck and came back with so many people to cause trouble. Xiao Yao sneered. Thank you, Qin Zhixiao, for giving me a vivid lesson. Let me know what it means to eradicate all evil. But I promise you that I will leave you a whole body later. Arrogant fat man, do you see what this is? Desert Eagle. An old-fashioned person like you will probably never see such a weapon in your life. I will let you observe the structure of this gun up close later, but only after you die. Aren't you afraid that the gunshot will attract zombies? Oh, by the way, thank you for reminding me. Qin Zhixiao slowly took out a short barrel from his pocket, and then slowly screwed it on in front of Xiao Yao. Do you know what this is? A silencer. I told you, an old-fashioned guy, that you don't know. With this silencer, I can easily kill you without worrying about being heard by zombies. Oh, good stuff, I want it. Xiao Yao's strength no longer cares about hot weapons, but it is a good tool to use to deter others. After all, it is still very tiring to scare people with the awakening state every time. For the sake of our acquaintance, I will give you another chance. Hand over the two beautiful sisters, and I will spare your life. No need, even if you kneel on the ground and beg for mercy now, I will not spare your life. Arrogant fat man, I want you to die. Qin Zhixiao couldn't wait to shoot this fat man who was in the way, and pulled the trigger directly at Xiao Yao. Be careful. A woman's scream came from behind, and it sounded like Chen Wen was shouting. However, Xiao Yao had already seen that Qin Zhixiao was going to shoot, but Xiao Yao did not dodge. The Desert Eagle with a silencer installed made a dull gunshot. Dang! Dang! With a gunshot, the bullet hit Xiao Yao's chest directly, but the bullet fell directly to the ground, rolled a few times, and fell into a sewer next to it. How is it possible? You! Bang! 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 3 shots were fired in a row, and each shot hit Xiao Yao's chest, but the bullets were directly bounced off and fell to the ground. No. This is impossible. Yes, you must be wearing a bulletproof vest. I don't believe that your head can be bulletproof. Bang! Qin Zhixiao fired another shot, this time aiming at Xiao Yao's face. Seeing that the bullet hit Xiao Yao's face directly. However, the bullet only scratched Xiao Yao's skin a little bit, and then fell directly. Fuck you. How can you be so shameless? Qin Zhixiao was shocked beyond words, and the people around him were too shocked to make a sound. Even Chen Wen, who had just reminded him, covered her mouth in surprise, fearing that making a sound would disturb the quiet atmosphere. Are you done? It's my turn. Xiao Yao slowly approached Qin Zhixiao next to the pickup truck, not avoiding the other brothers who were armed with guns. With every step forward by Xiao Yao, the people on the opposite side took a step back. Huh? 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 Kaka. Qin Zhixiao, who didn't believe in evil, fired several more shots until he ran out of bullets. All of you, come on, kill him for me, quick, kill him for me. The brothers around him looked at each other, did not shoot, and even took a few steps back, leaving space for Xiao Yao and Qin Zhixiao. Qin Zhixiao was so scared that he peed his pants, sat down on the ground, and slowly retreated. Today was the second time that Qin Zhixiao had wet his pants. Last time, only the zombies saw it, but this time, there were so many people watching around. He should have been the winner, but the facts seemed to have slapped him hard in the face. Brother, boss, please, I was just joking with you just now. You are a magnanimous person, don't bother with me, just treat me as a fart and let me go. Xiao Yao looked down at Qin Zhixiao, then leaned over and pinched Qin Zhixiao's neck with one hand, then slowly stood up and pinched Qin Zhixiao's feet off the ground. You can't fart randomly, it's not good to pollute the air. I also said just now, thank you for giving me a vivid lesson. I promised you that I would leave you a whole body. Do you have any last words? If not, I will send you on your way. Sir. Show mercy. At this time, a man in the uniform of the military affairs department suddenly ran out and said to Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao had noticed him just now. There were a few people in the team wearing military uniforms. Xiao Yao was not sure of their origins, but they were all scum who were not even considered new humans, so Xiao Yao did not care too much. Reason. However, Xiao Yao still tilted his head to look at the man. After all, if the younger one was killed, the older one would definitely come out. Isn't that how it is played in novels? Xiao Yao just wanted to know who he had offended, so that he could be on guard at that time. As for this Qin Zhixiao, Xiao Yao would never spare his life. Qin Zhixiao is the son of our leader's good friend. Please spare his life. The reason is not sufficient. If there is no other reason, then he will have to die. Sir, please show mercy. Qin Zhixiao cannot be killed. Ahem. Fatty. I advise you to let me go now. Kowtow to me 3 times. I, Qin Zhixiao, might even leave you with a whole body. At this time, the person who was pleading for mercy looked at Qin Zhixiao, who was being strangled, with an expression of looking at a fool. He risked his life to come out and plead for him, but this fool was determined to die. Shut up, it seems you are determined to die. Xiao Yao was about to strangle Qin Zhixiao to death. Brother, show mercy. At this time, a middle-aged man with white eyebrows and short hair got off a pickup truck at the back. First order peak. Xiao Yao narrowed his eyes. He didn't expect to meet a survivor of the first order peak here. This can be said to be the strongest wild new human Xiao Yao has ever met. After all, he has a system, so it is natural for him to upgrade quickly. But these people don't have a system, they only have combat comprehension and rely on aptitude to awaken. The real master has arrived, and Xiao Yao is too lazy to continue strangling this Qin Zhixiao. Show mercy. Xiao Yao exhaled a foul breath. Show mercy, give him next time? Yes, brother, as long as you let Qin Zhixiao go, we can talk about the conditions. The middle-aged man with white eyebrows was afraid that Xiao Yao would strangle Qin Zhixiao to death with a force. Crack. However, Xiao Yao did not play by the rules. As Xiao Yao exerted force with his fingers, Qin Zhixiao's head tilted. A trace of blood flowed from the corner of his mouth, and endless fear remained in his eyes. He did not close his eyes until his death. He never expected that he, Qin Zhixiao, would die here. He is the young master of the Qin family. The end of the world has come. Heroes emerge in troubled times. He can become an immortal in the end of the world. He, Qin Zhixiao, is the protagonist of the plane who wants to pacify the world, fight against the sky, and seize the throne to become an immortal. How can he die so easily? Chapter 548 White Eyebrow Zhen Guanxi. The arrogant Qin Zhixiao thought that facing so many survivors armed with guns, Xiao Yao would surrender. Unexpectedly, he had reached a physical strength that could ignore bullets. Qin Zhixiao, who thought he was the master of the plane and a natural leader, was strangled by Xiao Yao. Qin Zhixiao stared at Xiao Yao with his eyes wide open. Xiao Yao. Could it be that you are the protagonist of this plane? Qin Zhixiao's vision gradually blurred, and then his consciousness disappeared. You. The middle-aged man with white eyebrows and short hair looked at Xiao Yao angrily. Swish. Everyone pointed their guns at Xiao Yao, but no one shot. Everyone who pointed a gun at me is dead. I don't know if you want to follow in their footsteps. Xiao Yao glanced at the people holding guns with a cold look. Wherever Xiao Yao's eyes passed, the people holding guns silently moved their guns away. Young man, this Qin Zhixiao is the young master of the Qin family, he can't be killed. I said, anyone who points a gun at me must die. No matter whose young master Qin Zhixiao is, he must die. What's more, he shot me. What, uncle? Do you have any objection? Young man, you can be arrogant if you are strong, but you may die miserably if you are too arrogant. Thank you for your reminder, uncle, but I only follow my own style of doing things. I will not offend others if others do not offend me. If others offend me, I will give in 3 points. If others offend me again, I will crush my bones and scatter ashes. After Xiao Yao finished speaking in a low voice, the survivors around him suddenly felt their hair stand up, and their bodies shivered involuntarily. After Xiao Yao finished speaking, he directly activated the second-level awakening skill. The light blue flame instantly covered his whole body, and his whole body was slowly growing until it reached 4 or 5 meters high. At this time, the body of Qin Zhixiao, which Xiao Yao was holding in his hand, was not thrown away by Xiao Yao, but was directly burned by the light blue flame awakened by Xiao Yao. The flames were like maggots on the tarsal bones, directly covering the entire body of Qin Zhixiao. Xiao Yao threw Qin Zhixiao's burning body directly on the ground. After a while, Qin Zhixiao was burned into a black corpse. Xiao Yao raised one foot. Puff. Crack. Xiao Yao stepped directly on Qin Zhixiao's black body. The body was burned to ashes. Xiao Yao's foot directly stepped on the dust, and even the charred bones were incomplete. Such a horrifying scene not only frightened the people on the opposite side, but also the teammates behind Xiao Yao, who were scared and sweating at this time. Not to mention that they signed a slave contract with Xiao Yao. Even if they didn't sign a slave contract, who would dare to turn against them? But Chu Jianlian was not afraid at this time, but excited. He was even so excited that his hands were shaking. This is a strong man. This is the strong man I should follow. Chu Jianlian's shaking hands gradually became stronger until he clenched his fists. But more people were frightened by Xiao Yao's horrifying behavior. You. The middle-aged man with white eyebrows was frightened and took several steps back. The giant in front of him was 4 or 5 meters tall, and his body was clearly burning with flames, but why did he feel that his soul was frozen? Qin Zhixiao died too tragically. It would have been fine if he was strangled to death, but he was also burned on the spot. The people around him, who were armed with live ammunition, were shaking their hands holding their guns at this time. This was completely beyond their cognition. Even their new human leader, in his awakening state, was far less shocking than the awakening state of the new human in front of him. Don't say you, from now on, everything here is under my control. Everyone must obey my orders. Those who disobey my orders will die. I surrender, please spare my life, sir. The middle-aged man with white eyebrows who was the leader slowly knelt down at this time, even though he was a new human at the peak of the first level. However, facing this giant in front of him, he had no chance of winning. Use a gun? Just kidding, I let Qin Zhixiao take the lead just now just to test the bottom of this new human. If Qin Zhixiao can kill him directly, that would be the best situation. If he can't kill him, he will come out to protect Qin Zhixiao, so that he doesn't have to defend the new survivors and can be a favor to Qin Zhixiao. It's the best of both worlds. However, reality gave him a hard slap in the face. This new human in front of him is not something he can compete with, and he doesn't even give him face. When the people around saw that their leaders had surrendered, they also came to Xiao Yao tremblingly and put all their guns on the ground. A dozen people all stood by, waiting for their fate. You guys, each pick a weapon that suits you. Xiao Yao turned around and said to his slaves, they had to arm these weaklings first. Thank you, sir. The people behind him stepped forward and began to choose weapons. After a while, each of them chose a weapon that suits them. Most people chose pistols, and a few people chose shotguns. As for the rest, Xiao Yao simply waved his hand and put them all into the backpack space. The miracle that appeared again shocked everyone in front of him. However, only the slaves that Xiao Yao had just collected knew that Xiao Yao's storage space was a mobile phone. As for the people in front of him, who would have guessed that Xiao Yao's mobile phone was a storage space? They must have guessed more about Xiao Yao's storage ring and other items. Get up, an old man is kneeling in front of me. People who don't know would think I am bullying an old man. Thank you, sir. The middle-aged man with white eyebrows stood up and stood aside respectfully, waiting for Xiao Yao's decision. After all, Xiao Yao just said that he would take over here, which means that now he is also the younger brother of this sir. Xiao Yao slowly dispersed the power of the second-level awakening and returned to his normal state. In fact, Xiao Yao didn't want to easily expose too much of his power. However, time was tight and Xiao Yao didn't have time to dawdle here. He had to fight quickly and gather supplies and rush to Qingshan. There were still 2 days before the nuclear explosion, and he could go home at the right time. Therefore, he didn't want to waste any more time in this Dayang wholesale market, so he decided to shock them with his overwhelming strength, which also saved a lot of trouble. Sir, my name is Zhen Guanxi, and I am the director of the Foreign Investment Department of the Ocean Wholesale Market. Tell me about the distribution of supplies here, food. Sir, what do you want? Zhen Guanxi didn't know what this tough guy wanted to do, but he could guess that everyone who came to the Ocean Wholesale Market was after the food here. He didn't expect that even though he had set up a natural barrier of tens of thousands of zombies, these people still sneaked in from behind, and they were an enemy that he could not resist at all. Stop talking nonsense, just say what I ask you to say. Sir, then I'll start with the office building in the north. Chapter 549, The Situation of the Ocean Wholesale Market. Zhen Guanxi had no choice but to introduce to Xiao Yao the current layout of the entire Ocean Wholesale Market. Sir, the north side is an office building, the 3 floors below the west side are for dried fruits and nuts, The 3 floors below the east side are for supermarkets, and the 4th floor and above are for offices. The building we are in now has cooked meat in the middle, rice, flour, grain and oil on the outside, and the 2nd floor is mainly for supermarket wholesale, as well as some tools. The east building has aquatic fish in the middle, and there are freezers around it, which also store aquatic food. The 2nd floor is the seasoning area, which mainly sells various food condiments. The building on the west side of the south is the fruit area, and the building on the east side is the vegetable area. These are the general categories. Well, you are a person from the ocean wholesale market, and you know a lot. Then let me ask you, what are the main types of food that can still be eaten now? Sir, food that can still be eaten. This first excludes food on the vegetable and fruit areas. The vegetable area basically wholesales the same day the goods arrive. After the doomsday, there will be a power outage, and even if some vegetables are placed in the refrigerator, they will have gone bad long ago. The second is the aquatic area, although those merchants have generators. But now there are 2 situations. One is that the merchants have become zombies, and no one is looking after the generators, so the aquatic products have also gone bad. In another situation, the merchants survived and turned on the generators, but the longest continuous working time of the generators is 500 hours, which means that by now, most of the generators have lost their function, and the aquatic products are just waiting for rotting. We have also rescued many survivors, and now the survivors of the entire ocean wholesale market are in the office building in the north. Therefore, there are basically no creatures in the aquatic area that survive. Then, the only food that can be used as food now is the food seasoning area on the 2nd floor in the east, where there are some packaged foods. The supermarket wholesale area on the 2nd floor of the west building, the rice, flour, grain and oil area on the 1st floor, and the dried fruit, nut and snack area in the west of the north, and the small supermarket area in the east of the north. Well, after listening to Zhen Guanxi's words, Xiao Yao silently calculated that according to Zhen Guanxi's words, more than half of the food could not be eaten. But even these remaining supplies are still huge. The mobile phone, backpack, only has 1,000 spaces, but because I have already stored more than 200 items, there's only about 800 spaces now. In other words, I can only collect 800 kinds of items now. There are more than tens of thousands of items in the entire ocean wholesale market. It is impossible to collect them all. After all, although the mobile phone has storage space, it is not infinite. Now you need to make a choice. To survive, you must first collect all the materials in the rice, flour, grain and oil area, followed by supermarkets and department stores, and then dried fruits and nuts. Of course, food condiments are also necessary. After all, it is difficult to swallow food without taste. If there are 999 full items in the collected materials, you can directly develop them, which can save space. If you want to do it, do it. Xiao Yao made a quick decision and started collecting items from here. From now on, all of you, go to these shops and open all the doors. I want to collect all the supplies here. Sir, you mean to collect everything? Why, do I need you to repeat it again? No, sir, I was just shocked for a moment. How did you collect so many supplies? This is not something you should worry about. Sir Xiao Yao, Sister Chuxu. At this time, Haoni Ubi reminded Xiao Yao that Lu Chuxu is still in their hands. And according to Haoni Ubi, Zhou Tao was also here, and maybe his old friend Sister Jinlian was here too. Let's put the matter of collecting supplies aside for the time being. It's not too late to find them first. At most, I can work overtime tonight. By the way, a girl named Lu Chuxu was captured by you. Where is she now? Sir, we don't know which girl is called Lu Chuxu. Take me to your base. Yes, sir. The middle-aged man with white eyebrows kept his attitude low enough. Although he was old, strength was king. Sir, the office building in the north is still some distance away. How about we take a car? Okay. Xiao Yao got directly on their pickup truck, and Xiao Yao's teammates drove the SUV and followed behind. The convoy passed the main gate of the ocean wholesale market, and saw countless zombies lying outside the gate, banging on the big iron gate. When the zombies saw Xiao Yao's vehicle passing by, they banged on the gate even harder. Why are there so many zombies at the main gate? Oh, this. What's wrong? Is there something you can't tell me? No, sir, the thing is, I attracted these zombies. You attracted them? Well, with these zombies, A natural barrier can be formed. Those who covet the supplies of the ocean wholesale market will also be blocked outside by this natural barrier. But I never expected that the wasteland behind would become. No, sir, that's not what I meant. I meant to say. Zhen Guanxi saw Xiao Yao's expression and hurriedly changed his words. Okay, I know what you mean. You're just afraid that other survivors will come here to share a piece of the pie with you. Why, do you regret not sealing off the wasteland behind you now? A little bit. Sir, this is it. Zhen Guanxi led the way in front, and Xiao Yao followed behind him. The mobile phone system was activated again. Xiao Yao also put the giant sword of the ancient god in his backpack, otherwise it would be too strange to hold the 3-meter-long giant sword. At this time, the sound of quarreling came from the room next door. Where are you running to? Come back here. The adults like you, that means they think highly of you. Whether I can gain a foothold here depends entirely on you. I have finally joined the organization and become a team leader. These achievements are hard-won. You can't harm me. Tao. You have changed. This is not what you told me at the beginning. You said you would take care of me all my life, but look at you now, you actually gave me to someone else, just to gain a foothold here. You have changed, become scary, and become a stranger to me. Let me go, let me leave here. No, you can't leave. Haven't you always been kind and considerate? I have worked hard to get to where I am now, please be kind and help me this time. When I gain a foothold here, I will definitely pick you up. Forget it, for the sake of strength, to gain a foothold here, you are no longer yourself. I was blind and chose you at the beginning. So let's part ways in peace. You continue to be your team leader and I'm leaving. Chapter 550 Reunion. Note, thanks to Yao, the 9th princess, for sending me the update reminder. One more chapter will be added. A hysterical quarrel was heard in the house. Where are you going? Are you going to find Xiao Yao? Are you still thinking about him? I know that you have been thinking about Xiao Yao in your heart, right? You always say that Xiao Yao is good in this and that. What's wrong with me? I am taller than him, more handsome than him, and stronger than him. What else is he except fat? He is just a fat guy. Along the way, when didn't I save you at the risk of my life? For you, I was stabbed. Look carefully, my face is disfigured because of you. If it weren't for me, you would have died 10,000 times. Now you just leave? Check your conscience, are you worthy of me? A hysterical voice was heard in the house, while Xiao Yao and others stood quietly outside the house without making a sound. Although he had been away for so long, Xiao Yao had already heard that the two people arguing inside were his former good brother Zhou Tao and his old friend sister Jinlian. What Xiao Yao didn't expect was that sister Jinlian was actually with Zhou Tao. It was difficult for a judge to judge family affairs. Xiao Yao suddenly didn't know whether he should show up or in what capacity. He didn't expect that Zhou Tao had such a big complaint against him now. I'm sorry, I owe you, I'll pay you back in the next life. No, I don't want the next life, you must pay me back in this life, you are not allowed to leave, serve Gen leader honestly. Let me go. You let me go. You devil. I won't let you go, you can't leave this room today. Ah! A man screamed. Bang! A woman in the room rushed out with disheveled hair. You stinky bitch, I'll beat you to death if I catch you. How dare you bite me? A tall man rushed out from behind, his hair standing on end in anger. Anyone who saw it would be very scared. In addition, there was a long scar on his face from the upper left to the lower right, and his ferocious appearance was really scary. The tall man was also stunned when he rushed out, because there were people surrounding him outside. Boss Jen, why are you here? This little girl wants to escape. Don't worry, I will definitely catch her back for you. Zhen Guanxi, the boss he just recognized, actually covered his forehead with his hand and pretended not to know him. At this time, Xiao Yao supported the woman in front of him, with a look of heartache. Sister Jinlian, long time no see. Just now, Sister Jinlian rushed out and threw herself into Xiao Yao's arms. She was disheveled and didn't see who was in front of her at this time. However, this voice made her very familiar and very strange, because Jinlian couldn't remember how long she hadn't heard this voice. Xiao Yao, brother, is that you? Sister Jinlian's voice with a slightly crying tone came from in front of him. Sister Jinlian, it's me, I'm Xiao Yao, it's okay, I'm here, no one can bully you. Xiao Yao's shaking hand slowly pushed away the hair that was scattered in front of Sister Jinlian, and saw that Sister Jinlian's face was blue and purple. There were also scars on her arms that had already healed, and these scars were obviously not caused by zombies. There was only one possibility left. Brother Xiao Yao. It's really you. Wow. Jinlian threw herself directly into Xiao Yao's arms, and her tears of grievance were like a broken dam, and she couldn't stop it. After the doomsday, the happiest days were the time she spent with Xiao Yao. Although Xiao Yao always treated her as a sister, she also liked this kind of semi-relative relationship between sister and brother. Later, Jinlian met Zhou Tao and fell for Zhou Tao's pursuit. Jinlian thought Zhou Tao would be her home, but since she agreed to get along with Zhou Tao went from being obedient at the beginning to punching and kicking her now. After arriving at the Dayang wholesale market, Zhou Tao even offered himself to the boss here in order to curry favor with him. Zhou Tao changed, became crazy, became inhuman, and became someone who made Jinlian regret her original choice. Xiao Yao. At this time, the tall man with a scar on his face was stunned for a moment, and then his eyes narrowed. It's you again, why haven't you died yet, Xiao Yao? My good brother. Zhou Tao, I only ask you one question, did you cause the scar on Sister Jinlian's body? Xiao Yao, don't be shameless, I don't know if Jinlian is your sister, but Jinlian is my woman, this is my family affair, I advise you to let go of my woman immediately. Your woman? Haha. Zhou Tao. That means you are my former brother, otherwise, you would have been a corpse by now. Xiao Yao, who the hell do you think you are? Ask Jinlian yourself if she is my woman. I am not afraid to tell you that I have been with Jinlian countless times. What, my good brother, do you like the leftovers of others? Well, I will give you Jinlian, but I have given her to boss Zhen Guanxi. If you want Jinlian, you have to ask my boss if he agrees. Zhou Tao looked at Zhen Guanxi next to him, wanting him to put pressure on Xiao Yao. Boss Zhen, although Jinlian is my woman, I have given her to you. I just stopped her from escaping just now. Now someone is trying to snatch your woman. Boss Zhen, why don't you shoot him to death? At this time, Zhen Guanxi felt that he had to say something and explained to Xiao Yao respectfully. Sir, this girl was indeed given to me by Zhou Tao. However, I didn't touch a hair of hers. If you don't believe me, ask this girl. Sister Jinlian, is what Xiao Zhen said true? Xiao Yao did not believe what others said, he wanted to confirm with Sister Jinlian, if Zhen Guanxi had touched Sister Jinlian, then there was no need for Zhen Guanxi to stay in this world. However, Zhen Guanxi was a middle-aged uncle, but Xiao Yao directly called him Xiao Zhen at this time, and Zhen Guanxi twitched his mouth and could not refuse this new name. Well, he really didn't touch me. Humph. Xiao Zhen. Not touching Sister Jinlian is the most correct choice you have made in your life, otherwise, your fate will be the same as Qin Zhixiao. Sir, how dare I? Zhen Guanxi wiped the cold sweat from his forehead, and was glad that he was not a pervert, otherwise he would have died unjustly on a woman's belly. Thinking of Qin Zhixiao's end, Zhen Guanxi broke out in sweat and even felt a little cold. Honey Ubi, as for Lu Chuxu, you go and save her by yourself. I believe that with Xiao Zhen here, everything will not be a problem. I still have some things to do here, you go and save others first, it's too late to be careful of changes, you all go with Honey Ubi. Yes, sir. The crowd dispersed, leaving only Xiao Yao, Jinlian and Zhou Tao. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone, see you in the next video.